What is happening, guys? Welcome back to the Chaos Theory podcast. This is episode 5, season 2. Now, today's episode is going to be a little different. Unfortunately, our good friend Ivan, our brother in arms, he is out sick. Brother, get well soon. We hope to have you back on the next episode. Guys, this episode is going to be, I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of tired of this nonsense, all right? This episode is going to be raw as fuck, all right? Some feelings might get hurt, so just quick warning for you guys, all right? If you're sensitive to language, if you're sensitive to opinions, this is not the episode for you, okay? Because we have a lot of things that we need to get off our chest, and we're going to do it, baby. First of all, let me get the introductions out of the way. Of course, I am your boy, Khaos. And to my right, I have the SoCal pillar, the host of hosts, the king of Iron Man, and that's none other than General Thrillah. What's up, bro?
What's happening, y'all?
Yeah, and also on deck, we have the king of Bakersfield, the man who needs no introduction. That's Worldmatchue.
It's your boy. Y'all know what the fuck it is.
All right, guys, we're going to dive right into this. We have a lot of topics to cover. It's a bit of a different episode than what we're generally used to. I know we do a lot of backstory and stuff like that, but this episode is all about getting caught up on current events, kind of recapping 2024. There's a lot to cover, so let's jump right into it, okay? Now, recently we had Alex from the Philippines come through. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Alex is ranked number 2.
He's up there,
right?
He's up there. Yeah. I think safe to say number 2. Like I know like the number 2 and number 3 spot kind of go like back and forth. Like
Yeah, I mean, speaking from experience,
like what is it? J.R. Bata is up there. I think. Well, Matthew, you played him. Like who's the?
I mean, definitely. I would put Amir as number
1,
well,
right? He's the number 1.
Let's just say hypothetically number 1, and then it's Alex, and then it comes either J.R. Bata or Roy.
Okay.
Okay,
yeah. So then it's definitely Alex. Yeah. So it's Alex. Okay.
For damn sure.
So Alex came down from the Philippines, and he basically had the whole SoCal Marvel 2 experience. He got to run matches with literally everybody on the SoCal roster.
Yeah.
Thrillah, since you traveled to the Philippines, I mean, what would you say the experience was like playing against Alex?
Playing him in grand finals or winners finals and grand finals in Philippines, it was one of those things where like it's unfortunate that I will always have this as my plan B per se, but like I said, when my equipment's not working right, it's not working right, and I can't execute the way I do. And he got me over there. He got the W on me over there. Coming here, I'm not gonna sugarcoat. I bodied his ass.
What was the issue with your equipment over there?
It's just the pad was just going out, bro. And I tried to buy 2 new ones, and they were fake models, so I couldn't even use them on DC. And so that's my fault for not checking or bringing a backup controller. But other than that, it was just one of those things where you always have to have a backup.
So I know that can kind of sound like a cop-out, but I'm going to second that because you guys have seen the cheap-ass controllers that I play on. I typically just like to use an Xbox controller, but I just feel like every time, like all my Xbox controllers, they get worn out. And like the same way that, you got to change out your switches on an arcade stick, like your joystick will wear out or the buttons will wear out on your pad. I have really fat fingers, so I tend to push mine down. Like when you were a kid, you would drop soda on your buttons so they're like stick, kind of like you push it down, it doesn't pop back up right away. That happens a lot with like my jab buttons, and it's happened to me before where like if I just took like a really used controller, like maybe you were just cracking out too hard for like that first day. You're like, oh, I'm going to get ready. I'm going to train up. And then you break your fucking jab button like the day before the tournament starts. And I'm like, hey, man, does anybody else have an Xbox pad? Like, get the fuck out of here. Nobody has that, you idiot.
Especially a wired one. I mean, that's the pad life, though. When you're a pad player, like your pad goes out like the analog stick. They're not made. They're, like with good quality. They're just, printed out and done.
They're not made to be.
I would say a lifespan would be like a good use of it be like 3 to 6 months, and you got to replace that.
I agree, because like those little bullshit testings they do where they're like, oh, you can get 1 million plus presses. I'm like, my fucking ass, dude. Like, this jab started going out a long time ago before 1 million presses.
I mean, you guys are the experts on pad, because obviously I'm not a pad player, but where do you even get a replacement controller nowadays?
For the most part, because like you can very easily just like buy like the little replacement like little jelly pad, which you can get like a 10 pack of those on eBay for like $5. But if we're being real, like, so I tried that like long ago, and it just seems like, unless you're a fucking like, you know, expert and you really do this, dude, like I took it apart and I feel like I put it back together the exact same way, and the controller just didn't feel right. And I'm like, took it apart again, put it back together again, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, each time I put it back together, like, one of the buttons felt a little off, or one of them felt a little loose, or one of them just felt too hard, and I'm like,
you just have to really dial
so it basically just, I'm like, okay, fuck it, like, I guess I'll buy a new controller. They're not that expensive. It got to the point where you can get an Xbox 360 controller, like a legit one from like Walmart for like $20, $25. I was like, I was okay with that. Every 6 months, $20. It's the same thing as if you're replacing your switches every 6 months. So like the way that I seen it, I'm replacing my switches, right?
That's the cost of maintenance, man.
But like the shit doesn't last forever, things go out. But that was just, sorry, I didn't want to get off topic. I didn't want it to seem like Thrilla's just fucking making excuses, because if he was, I would call his ass out on that. But that's just kind of going to show, because even we had something like that at the past Evo with what's his name? Like, his stick messed up versus Crizzle, right? Like, you got to check your shit. You got to Jin versus Crizzle. So you got to make sure your shit's good. Like, that's all on you. If your stick's not working, your pad's not working, that's on you. If your buttons are fucked up and you need a new one, like, that's on you. You got to check your shit. So
that's important, man, to have the spare parts handy. Like you said, especially before a tournament, and you were overseas, so it's kind of like,
what are you gonna do?
I'm shit out of luck here.
What are you gonna do? Like you can pretty much just start making an excuse right now, like, oh, hey guys, my pad's not working, and then everyone starts talking shit, or you just kind of shut the fuck up and just finish it right there and then. Like,
to get back onto, you know, topic with in regards to like Alex, I'm sure he had felt the difference of me actually playing on like legit good good equipment, versus me just playing, because dude, he plays Thrax, or I think it was like SSC, or like SSC.
Yeah,
Cable,
Stormsync Cable.
And dude, he, you know, every time I caught him in the Philippines, I couldn't finish because of like, you know, just couldn't perform the moves right.
Yeah, just dropped input.
Yeah, things would be dropped. And then, but when he came down here, you know, I didn't want to say like the first time I beat him, you know, in the set was like, oh, it's because he's tired and stuff. So I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt for him to catch up and rest and all this stuff. Next day, same results, you know, like, okay, I beat him. I don't think he beat me a single set, like,
when he came back over here. Okay, so you got your licks back, is what you're telling me.
Yeah,
he beat you in the Philippines, and then he came back over here to Merca, and you guys played the first time. You guys played, it was late at night. Late at night.
It's just one of those things. Like, it's not no like hard feelings like that. It's just more like, yo, this is how I actually perform and play. If you want to really, you know, do it. But,
no, I get you, because I know like that's very like an American thing. I don't know if they do that in the Philippines, but I know like when you come here, like we're all kind of like sizing each other up, right? So like, you know, if we play each other at nighttime, like we're all trying to see, you know, like, is this guy better than me? Like, all right, we played a 1st to 5 last night. Granted, I know we were both kind of drinking and we're both having fun, but like, hey, this motherfucker was on the sticks for 30 minutes straight, and I just got on and I beat him. So like, yeah, I'm gonna feel myself a little bit over that.
You know who really impressed me with their level up was fucking CYF.
Yeah, George. Yeah, George. I don't know what he was doing, but he was a totally different player. Way better decision making, more aggressive, and just smart stuff all around, man.
Shout out to Kuya George.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. That guy's the man.
Yeah, George, definitely improve. I can see that for sure. I would just say like my one like suggestion or like one tip: try not to let like the salt get to you, man. He gets salty, bro. That boy gets salty.
That's what this game does, bro.
No, like I know it, but like, you got to learn how to fucking hold that shit in a little bit. You can't be letting everybody know how salty you are, because he always reminds me of like a little Sanford Jr., bro, like how salty he gets. And then when I see it, like I want to just push your buttons more, and I know like
what happened? You guys ran a set or
no,
what?
No. I just seen him play a couple times, and he's like, fuck, dude, I'm not playing good right now. Like I was playing way better last night, and I'm playing like shit today, and I was like, it happens, man. Like whatever.
Well, that's kind of how I felt when I played Alex the first time at Thrillah's place. We played in the afternoon, and those sets were way too close. Yeah. Like for me, it's upsetting. Like I get salty.
Yeah.
even if I win, if the set is close.
Nah, I know what you mean.
Like I think it was 10-9, I think.
Oh God, yeah, that would
Or
piss
something
me
like
off.
that.
Like, if I'm not winning the set like 10-4 minimum, I'm like, did you even win?
Yeah, I thought,
Did
oh
you
my
even win?
God, I suck.
Yeah, like
bro.
you fucking scraped by.
I'm hot garbage right now.
Yeah, dude, I agree.
And going off of his style, right? That's the one thing that I wanted to touch up on is the Filipino style of playing. And Alex was a very reserved, and he was kind of picking his spots, not really overexerting himself, being very cautious. And once he would land the hit, he would make it count. Like just really flowchart style of playing. And it was frustrating at first because I couldn't really get around it. I tried to pick Matrix against him, and I was struggling against his Storm Sent Cable. It was kind of a wake-up call because we're trying to compare the U.S. versus the Philippines, right? Like, how would we do? And him coming over was kind of like, all right, let's see where we're at.
Yeah.
And if it's not a landslide victory, it's a concern. It's kind of like, oh, shit, man.
They're a little bit better than we thought, you know?
Wait a minute.
Wait a tick.
What was all that 1 in a million talk? But that was day one, right? That was day one. He had just arrived. We ran some games, whatever.
We put him through the gauntlet, right? Or,
that was the day after.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're talking about when he went to your place.
So no. He went over to Thrillah's really quick on Thursday, I believe. Was it Thursday or Wednesday or Thursday?
Like right when he landed.
Thursday.
Yeah, it was Thursday. We ran some games real quick, and then we booked it. Friday was when he came over to Thrillah's, and then we put him through the gauntlet.
Right. Yeah, because he was playing, dude. He played.
Yeah.
He was playing.
All right, so like as much as we are talking about our opponents and whatnot, but dude, one thing I was really happy about was that he looked like he was enjoying himself.
Well,
we put him through the gauntlet, and he sat there for like a good 2 to 3 hours straight, and then took a break.
Yeah.
And then sat for another 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
So I mean that's really taxing. But go ahead, Ken.
For all of our listeners, guys, whenever we have somebody from out of town or some kind of visitor, in this case it was Alex. If we have a session at Thrillah's, you'll go through the rite of passage, and that's you'll sit your ass down, and you will play every single person who is in attendance at this gathering. And it's kind of a true totem pole ranking system, so you'll kind of know where you lie in terms of SoCal. So you might get to, you'll get your wins, you'll get your losses, but at least all right, I'm better than this guy, better than this guy, better than this guy.
Exactly.
At least for the time being, right, for that set.
Right.
So we put Alex through there, and he got some wins. He took some L's. When I played him, I know I definitely had to turn it up another notch, and I was more satisfied with my performance that night. Let me say, and that just made me realize, what? If I can bop this guy, then Amir is no problem.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not a pushover by any means, but it's nothing really to sweat over, right?
Right.
That's what I took away from it. Aside from that, I know that he had a great time. We got to take some really solid pictures. He had nothing but good things to say. I mean, the guy's he's a gentleman for sure.
Yeah.
Super gentleman.
What did you guys think of his style of playing?
I would say very high level execution. He can hit that Storm Tri-Dash Infinite really well and convert. That's one thing I was really impressed with. I was like, dude, this guy doesn't miss this shit. Every time he gets it, he lands. Like if you're ducking and he catches you on the crouch, he'll continue it for like 30 to 40 hits.
Yeah, he has it down, and his method is a little different because he doesn't go completely diagonal every time. He'll do a diagonal rep and then he'll go straight down. Yeah,
that's what I was impressed with because like when I see him go straight down, I was like, yo, he's not gonna catch this, is he? And then he connects it, and I'm like, whoa. That's really impressive.
Yeah, super impressive. I feel like the matchup that he struggled with the most was against Sentinel in general.
Yeah.
Because over there, you don't really have Sentinel players, especially Sentinels that are as aggressive as ours.
Yeah, well, just American playstyle in general is aggressive, and that was one of the things I just want to add really quick on Alex's playstyle. One thing that I really liked about him is he zones a lot. Well, at least when he played me, I feel like he didn't really commit to rushing down. He's like, I'm just gonna zone, and he kind of just like took it back to the basics, and it was nice to see because in my opinion, it's just the gameplay is very rush down oriented nowadays. Like you don't see a good like solid zone you out, run away.
Yeah.
And he did a great job of keeping me out. Like, granted, I was overextending a lot, like trying to get the touch because I was like, you ain't gonna fucking do anything. But he was doing a great job of keeping me out. So good shit, man. I like that. For his play style.
That is the Filipino style. Playing a lot of people that I did in the Philippines, they're all very patient, and I think what attributes to that is the level 1 damage that they played on. But you have to be patient.
But one thing I've noticed with that patience, it's primarily versus Iron Man, because like that patience isn't really coming
that's where that comes from.
So
that's what I'm saying.
It's just they're really afraid of that character. So when it comes to Iron Man, like, and it just reminds me of like back in the day, like, like if I play Ken, he'll fucking rush me down all day long with Sentinel, he doesn't care. But if I play someone like Wes, he's like, let me just back up a little bit. Like, so there's different play styles. So America is still very like, fuck it, I'll fight you, I'll slug it out with you, I don't care. And they're like, nah, let me just take this option and just chill back, and this is going to be the easier route to go. So
Yep.
I respect it.
All things considered, guys, Alex came. He ran his games. We had a great time. It was great to have him here. With all that being said, guys, Philippines still doesn't stand a chance against the U.S. I mean, I have to say it. You guys have to kind of know your place here. The conversation is still as to who's better, the Philippines or Mexico.
See, that's what I was going to say. I'm like, what, realistically, not to like, stroke our egos or anything like that. Like,
nah, stroke that shit.
We're fucking better than you. We're better than you. Knock it off. But I would love to see, like the Philippines versus Mexico. And it's actually reasonable for like that to happen because, like they can easily travel to one another's country, right? They don't need the visa situation isn't there.
The thing is, I feel that not because of the fact that we're better or not, they just have very similar player base, and in terms of skill, like put JR Bata versus Boyo, that'd be a freaking great matchup to see. Like stuff like that. They counter each other. Like they have like a mirror of each other in each, in their countries.
In my opinion, I think Mexico just might be a tad bit ahead of the Philippines. Just because like Mexico's been playing against us Americans for a while now, like even just like
they have an adaptive
even with
style.
Online, like we've been playing with the Cachorro for the last 10 years.
I mean, how many invites do we get on a messenger saying, "Hey, can we play?"
Yeah, like even though like the games are choppy and like they're not the greatest sometimes, I could at least say that like yes, I've played with Cachorro, Pollo, Mayate, like all the best guys from Mexico. I can't say that about the Philippines.
Well, I mean,
and but like
connections just not.
but like I can judge their gameplay, and I just think off of like Mexico being able to like get that experience, that gameplay experience, playing our aggressiveness and playing like us so often, I'm gonna give them like the edge in that matchup. I feel like they're just gonna know it a little bit.
With that.
Now is it an overwhelming edge or is it a slight edge?
I don't think it's an overwhelming edge, only because Mexico has like their top 3, but outside of like their top 3 guys, Cachorro, Pollo, Mayate. Maybe switch out Mayate for Codigo, I guess, because they kind of like switch off. There's.
But can we not include like all of South America as well? Get the guys for like Jin and stuff in that conversation. Or is it just Mexico?
I guess we could. It's kind of an anomaly.
Jin's
like
great.
LATAM. Let's just call it LATAM, Latin America, right?
Well, Jin's great, but I just feel like sometimes he's in the game and then sometimes he's not. So I mean, like if he's like, yes, I'm playing the game, I'm around, then yeah, include Jin in there, throw him in there.
Sefi Champ is also really solid. From where is he from? Chile or Belize?
If you start throwing in Jin, because Jin's really good when he practices.
Jin's solid, bro.
Not only is he really good, Jin has like out of all the people that we literally were just mentioning, he has the most money match experience. He has the most.
Oh yeah.
He has the most
best composure.
He has yes, exactly. Yep. He has the most exhibition experience.
Still holding.
And for me, like I tend to bank on that. Like that's why I was always so confident when Neo would play people, because I'm like, man, this motherfucker's been money matching people for the last X amount of years. He's used to doing this. Whereas like you're kind of shiver me timbers right now. You're shaking in your boots, and like he's just like, oh. Yeah, I'm kind of hungry right now. Like, where am I going to eat after this?
All right, guys, let's keep it moving, all right? We already talked about the Philippines, all right? We need to talk about current events, all right? And we're going to kick things off with a huge tournament that we just finished with back in May, and that's Fight Kingdom 2024 in Washington, all right? Now, we had 54 entrants, and this tournament is being dubbed as, unofficially dubbed as the SoCal Invasion. Because SoCal showed up and showed out for this tournament. We were the ones that placed the most in high rankings for the bracket, and we pretty much took over.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah, we took over. So if we go over the top 10, all right. First place went to Pasadena, well-deserved win.
Ooh, congrats.
Your boy got second place. Thrilla, my man, took third place. The Dentist, who used to be a SoCal resident, recently moved up to Seattle, took fourth. My man World with the fifth place win, baby.
Yay!
Golden Boy Neo with sixth place. Lockdown, San Diego's finest, took seventh. Pax Test from Hawaii. Now that was a refreshing surprise to have him.
Blackheart,
Dude,
toppy.
I hate the character Blackheart. I hate seeing
I do too, bro.
that character get any type of shine whatsoever. Because for one, do a fucking combo. Stupid character. Can you do a combo by yourself without an assist? Can you link a combo into a super by yourself? Shit character. Fucking trash.
I mean,
dude.
technically,
But Pax Tez, outside of me shitting on your character, Pax Tez is a super awesome guy.
the best.
Super cool dude, and he's really good at the fucking game,
Dude,
man.
You know what's surprising though is that his Blackheart wasn't the one really doing the work.
His
It was
guile?
his guile.
Yeah, bro. He had that. Well, you know, who do you think had a better guile, him or Tenderloin? Him or Tender God?
Tenderloin's guile is more active. He's always doing something.
Yeah.
He's trying to go after you.
Yeah.
The whole match, and Pax is a little bit more reserved, so it's just
A little more calculated.
yeah, it's like apples and oranges.
Okay.
Lazy Reaper surprisingly got ninth place. I thought he'd place a little bit higher than that, but I mean the guy was running the stream. He was doing TO duties. I mean, when you have to do that, it can kind of take away from your
his focus,
game.
Yeah.
So that was understandable. And then J-Tron got 10th place, and
Man.
Regency in the house, dude. You can't
go.
blame him. Yeah. So this tournament, guys, if you haven't already done so, make sure that you guys visit Lazy Reaper's YouTube channel. He's got all the footage on there, plenty of highlights, and also not just the tournament, but we've got plenty of sets that were ran on the side, featuring World, featuring Thrillah, myself.
Yep.
There's a lot of content on there. Make sure that you guys check it out because this tournament was ridiculous. All right.
Banger.
Tensions were high, emotions were running high as well. We did have a lot of hype moments, but what I do want to talk about, Daryl, is your pop-off, all right?
We going there.
Now,
Bam.
keep in mind, guys, that this tournament was 2 out of 3 for each round. And you guys already know that 2 out of 3 is like rolling the dice. You might have 2 really bad matches in a row and then win the next 10. You can win 10 straight in a first of 10.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like it's really subjective to opinion as to whether you're for it or not. Daryl versus Roundhouse. I mean, yeah, World versus Roundhouse. We had been wanting to watch this for a really long time. There's a lot of history there.
Long time.
You guys don't like each other. We already know the story. If you guys have seen if you guys watched World's episode or Roundhouse's episode, you can kind of know where the beef is coming from. We're watching this match, and Daryl wins the first round, and I'm thinking, oh my God, if this ends up being 1-1, that third match is going to be, it's going to blow the roof off of this place. So Daryl wins the first match. The second match, it comes down to their last characters, and by an inch,
By the skin of my teeth.
the skin of your goddamn teeth, Daryl catches Roundhouse's Sentinel in the Iron Man Infinite. And it's like time slowed down for me. I already knew. I said, oh, my God. The last 30 seconds, I thought, oh, my God. I need to take my phone out. I need to record this. I had it ready. Daryl finishes off Roundhouse. And I'm thinking, time stopped. And I was thinking, oh, my God. Are they going to shake hands? Is there going to be a fist bump? Did I forget to turn off the frijoles?
Tune in next week. Find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z.
They both get up. Roundhouse unplugs his stick. He looks at Daryl, and Daryl says,
"Get your sorry ass out of here."
Yo, can I just play the audio of that, please?
"Oh,
Can I just play the audio of
Matt's
that?
got it queued up.
Hold up.
Stand by."
He's got it. He finishes him off.
Play for money. Play for money right now. Play for money.
And that was the audio.
So immediately, Roundhouse petitions for a money match on the spot, right? Like let's play for money. It's a 2 out of 3 setting. You know, he's trying to raise up and bait Daryl into running a money match. And Daryl, immediately tells him to hold that loss. What was going through your mind when that happened?
What made you pop off in the first place?
So look, you guys, like Ken said earlier, if you listen to like my podcast episode, I don't know if Roundhouse kind of like touched on like any of our beef or anything like that during his episode, but I know I did during my episode. And so it's just been a long time coming, I guess. I know the community and a lot of people have pretty much been wanting this. Everybody's been wanting this to happen besides me, because I couldn't care less. For me, in my head, Roundhouse just keeps picking a fight that he can't win. Like, I'm in my head, like, I know this truth. Like, it's just like, I'm not making like, this is a truth. I'm better than you. So whenever he's just in the corner and he's like, I'll beat you, I'll do this, I'll do that, and he's like, gathering up the crowd and getting everyone going, and everyone's like, hey, World, you should play him. And I'm like, no, I literally beat him all the time. Like, I don't want to do that. And they're like, nah, come on, you should play. So I've been so uninterested in playing Roundhouse for a very long time. You guys even know this, because you guys have even, tried to like poke the bear a little bit, try to wake me up a little bit, try to get me interested or something like that. And it's just, I don't know, like, I lost interest. Now skip to Fight Kingdom. I didn't even know Roundhouse was going, to be honest. Like, I had seen him when I was standing outside. Me and Dingu, Pasadena, my nigga Darrell, we was outside having a little smoke break. And bro, we were just talking, just chilling, and we seen like a red car had like pulled up, and they had rolled their window down, and they're like, hey! And I already knew. I heard that stupid ass fucking, hey! Hey! Come on, money match me right now! I knew it was this motherfucker. So like, I looked in, sure enough, it's Roundhouse's wide neck, and he was like, hey, what's up? How you guys doing? Whoop de whoop. He went in park, and I was like, oh shit, Roundhouse is here, man. And then I already started thinking, motherfuckers are gonna start asking me, you gonna play him? You gonna play first 10? You gonna have the money match? It'd be so cool. The community would love it. Oh my god, it'd be awesome. And so I'm just thinking of all this dumb shit that I don't want to hear. I'm like, dude, I was totally enjoying the smoke break right now. But anyway, we skipped to the tournament day, dude. Like, I'm having a good time. I'm just chilling. I think right before the tournament had started, Matt, you had bought us a drink downstairs. Like,
yeah.
Dude, you. So it was awesome in the lobby. If you guys weren't there was like a bar downstairs in the hotel lobby, so it was really cool. A lot of us were spoiled in that sense, so we got to play the game and have fun and like have a drink and kind of just indulge in these adult beverages. I'm not really a drinker. Again, if you guys know me, if you ever watch any of Matt's streams, I take like a shot of alcohol and I'm out like a light. Like, I'm a lightweight. Math got us like this drink of fucking kerosene. I don't know what it was, dude, but it was so strong. Like, once it touched my lips, like, it literally numbed.
Once it touched your lips,
bro,
it's so good.
It's so good. Once it touched your lip, bro, my fucking upper lip was numbed. Okay, so I know I was downstairs, and I remember you guys were like, "Oh, I'm gonna go upstairs, and I'm gonna, like, do whatever, get ready. The tournament's gonna start in like 10 minutes." And I'm like, "I'm shit right here, dude. The fuck, like, I'm gonna sit right here." And I remember literally sitting down, and I was watching like fucking Amir play somebody, dude, and they're like, "Oh, World, Preppy's looking for you. Make sure you go upstairs." I'm like, yeah, totally, man. I'll be up there in a second.
You mean Alex?
Yeah, Alex.
Yeah.
Oh,
Alex, sorry.
Okay.
And they're like, yeah, like they're waiting for you upstairs, like it's a tournament match. And I'm like, okay, yeah, man, totally gonna be up there right now. And they're like, no, Preppy is looking for you, like he's gonna DQ you. So like, I walked upstairs and I was like, oh shit, man, sorry, dude, I didn't know it was my match. And they're like, yeah, you're supposed to fucking play Roundhouse, like we've been waiting for you. And I was like, oh, sorry, man, like I'm a little buzzed, like I'm a little whatever, dude. Not an excuse. Let me get my pad. So we sit down, we start playing, and again, I don't really have anything crazy going through my head. To me, in my head, I'm just like, dude, there's no excuse. Like, even though like I was buzzing pretty hard, I wasn't thinking of an excuse like, oh man, I'm drunk, Roundhouse might beat me right now. I'm just thinking like, dude, I don't want to play this fucking retard, but whatever. Like, let's play right now, dude. Like, whatever. And then, I'm kind of walking up there, and everyone's like, oh, come on, World, like, get him, you got him, blah 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 blah. So like, I see some of the boys, and J-Tron's like, kind of, I'm like, all right, I'll do this for you, bro. Like, whatever.
I'll do this for you.
So we sit down and we play, and like I was trying to get in Roundhouse's head a little bit, like right when we started. So like, he was sitting down, I was sitting on a chair. So like, before the match starts, like I look down at him, and I'm like looking at him for a minute, bro, and I'm waiting for him to like kind of like look up and say something, or be like, oh, what's up, or just anything, right? Just any type of reaction. This motherfucker was just looking at the game, hands on the button, like he was just ready to play, and I'm just like looking at him like.
Well, he's sitting on the floor.
Yeah, and he's sitting on the floor, and I'm just looking at him like, you ready? And I'm like, yeah, all right. motherfucker, let's go. So like we picked the game. I'm trying to get into his head, but he's focused. Like to him, like this is fucking Evo finals. Like because he doesn't want to lose to me. Like he knows like this is really just pride. It's all pride. Like, so it doesn't even really matter the fact that he lost to me. He would have been more happy to lose money to me rather than just lose like in that sense, because that's a lot. He's a very prideful person, as am I. But, we played the game. I won the first match. Again, like, I looked down at him like we were picking our characters, and I'm like, you better do some shit, like, because that shit that you were just like, that wasn't it. He doesn't respond back to me. Just I'm like, all right, whatever. This is going to be lame. I'm not getting the reaction or the response from him that I want. So, like, whatever. I'll leave him alone. And then we played, and yeah, dude, like that second match, bro, not only was my lip numb, man, my fingers were getting numb. Like I wasn't feeling, like, bro, the alcohol was running through my veins. But again, like I'm just trying to keep up. Cause I'm like, bro, everyone's watching. Don't look like a bitch right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like we're playing. I ended up just clutching out the second match. It was ugly.
It really was.
It was really ugly. And you could even see, I think like I tried to super jump with Doom a couple of times. I got dashed back like butter gun like 2 times in a row. And then and then he just like full screen rocket punched me, and then like you can see, and then you can see like I break composure for a second, and that's a big part of the Marvel. Like you can't, like as soon as like, dude, I got pissed as soon as I got rocket punched. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And like I almost lost the match for a second, but I was like, nope, pull it back together. It was just one character, whatever. You can still do it. And sure enough, I clutched it out. So the match finishes. I stand up, and a lot of things are going through my head, dude, because I want to say a lot of stuff to Roundhouse, like. Just the number one thing I just wanted to be like, eat a dick. Like I just wanted to eat a fucking dick. I just wanted to go off. But like, dude, as soon as like I stood up and like I looked to my left, I just seen like Preppy just standing and like holding the clipboard, and he looked scared, dude. Like he looked scared of like what I was going to do. Like he was just like, man, I don't want to have to kick you out for doing some dumb shit now. Like,
well, dude, when you stood up, it was kind of like I could see the thought process.
Yeah,
like, you were thinking about. Like, is shit gonna get physical? It might. Let me wait to see what he does.
Yeah. So like, I knew again, it's I know it's big because I try to put myself in like his shoes. So like, if someone beat me, I'll accept the pop off. That's your right. Like you beat me, you're entitled to pop off. But like, granted, I wouldn't let you pop off and like stand over me and do some crazy stuff. So in my head, I was like, don't overstep it. You know what I'm saying? Like you can pop off. Don't call him, no bitch or nothing like that. Like that's disrespectful.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Don't overstep it. So the first thing you said was get your sorry ass out of here?
This guy.
Hey! He fucking ran up on me, okay? I didn't want to play him. We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. Shit.
So then what happened? So then what were you thinking?
So I get up, I hit him with a little pop off. Again, like I wanted to say something a little bit more vulgar, but I was like, nah, keep it PG. Like I did want to even go like PG-13 and maybe throw like one fuck word in there, but I was like, nah, keep it PG. Like we're good. We don't need to do all that. So yeah, man, I kept like a little pop off, and obviously like Roundhouse right away didn't like this. He's like, nah, fuck that, money match me right now. Like run that shit back. And again, bro, like... Eat a dick, man. Hold that shit, bro. Like, I've been beating you for how long? And then you finally got the matchup that you've been dreaming of, that you've been waiting for. You've been crying and asking people, and you finally got that matchup, and you lost it, and now you want another run back?
Okay.
Nah.
Let me just say something, okay? One of my favorite moments was just you coming back after you guys had, said what you said, and you came back to him, and you walked straight to his face, and you took out your hand, and you said, I'm better than you. I'm better than you.
I'm better than you, right?
And he goes, no, you're not.
No, you're not.
He said, I beat you the last 6 sets. And he goes, no, you didn't.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Just mad as shit.
That was a crazy moment, man. Yeah. I was able to get it on video. So was Robzilla.
Yeah, everybody had their phones out.
Scythe, Alex. I think Alex.
Yeah, Alex
too,
no,
man.
dude. So you had like I know like when I was playing the match, I can literally see like Filth Nasty, and he's like recording with his camera, like walking around, getting different angles, and I'm like seeing it through my peripherals, and I'm like, yo, this shit's gonna look good on the playback, bro. Like I just remember thinking that in my head, and then like when I got up and after everything was said and done, like J-Tron's like, yo, good shit. Scythe's like, yo, good shit. You check your phone. And Alex is like, check your phone. I'm gonna send you something too. So everybody was sending me like clips and shit. It was hype. I mean, ultimately, that's all we can ask for, man. Like I love the fact that like it was a cool moment nonetheless. It hyped things up.
It really did.
I love shit like that. That's what Marvel's about, in my opinion. There was no like real animosity or like real hate. I mean, granted, I do not like Roundhouse, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't want to rip his head off like that. Like, I didn't want to, curse him out of his name and,
Marvel, right?
and make him feel unwanted. I didn't want to do that. Like,
Right.
it's just basically, fuck off. I'm better than you in this game. That's it.
And to second that, I mean, literally at the grand finals or second day, World was sitting right next to Roundhouse.
Oh God! See that just goes like, oh my God! See, dude, I wish I can be in like NBA, like the little mic'd up thing, because again, like, dude, I'm so childish. So of course, Roundhouse was sitting up front, like he was rightfully in those seats, like he was probably sitting there for a while, and they're like, oh, okay, top 8's gonna start, and I was like, hey, can you move down? This is for top 8. So I'm just. He was, like, Roundhouse already had like the prime spot right in the middle, and I'm like, yeah, this is for the players who are actually in top 8. Can you move?
Damn,
and he looks at me, gives me like the nastiest fucking look, and he's just like, all right, scoots down a couple seats, and I'm like, thank you, dude, I appreciate that.
Oh my God, I did not know that happened.
And then, like, yeah, dude, I just kept making like little subtle jabs at him when we were sitting down, and he took it like a champ. So I appreciate that. He took it like a champ.
You
like,
have to, bro. Yeah, you have to.
It's like he was a sport about it, but like, yeah, dude, I was giving him shit. But not only Roundhouse, like I was giving Locke shit because, like, like Locke had he had like lost earlier, and I was like, yo, Locke, who are you playing next? Ah, shit, you're already out. My bad. I'm just fucking with you, dude.
You dickhead.
So like, yeah, I was giving everybody shit. I was having a good time, but overall,
you did.
man,
You did make another comment. You did say, take that video off YouTube. What was the backstory on that?
Because again, like I mentioned this in like my last episode, but in like the midst of me and Roundhouse playing all those sets, some of the sets he recorded, some of the sets I recorded, some of the sets were just on like Facebook Live because this was back in the day. So like the quality was really grainy.
Right.
And me, just for like, I wanted to just do it just for like, my recollection. I wanted to have all the sets like right there. Like that way, when I say like, hey, we've played 7 sets, like people can go back and see it. Like I'm not just making shit up. And so like, that's what I did. Like I uploaded the sets that I had on my YouTube, and Roundhouse had recorded some, or he had streamed them on Facebook Live. And so, yes, those are his videos, but they were of us playing. So I ripped those videos, I put them on my YouTube. And I guess like in the midst of, us playing, and there's just like beef going back and forth, and we're like talking crap to one another, he had reported that video on YouTube, and it got like a copyright strike, and it got taken down, and I got like a strike on my YouTube account. And I mean,
Wow.
that like that's not too serious to me because I'm not like into content creating like you guys are. But like when I came back and I looked at it, I'm like, dude, this is like scumbag behavior. Like, why would you do that? Like we're just having a joke, and like we're just joking around, and like you went and snitched to the principal on me? Like, dude, what the fuck is your deal, man? Like, you can't come back out here and fucking play with us anymore. Like, that's so uncool, dude. Like, what? Like, you really would, like, well, if you were that bothered, because it wasn't that, like, it was his video and I put it up and I'm getting, like, thousands of views or millions of views. Like, the video had, like, 700 views, if that. But he literally just straight up like, nope, fuck you. Like, that's my video. You're not going to put up videos of, me losing. No, I'm going to copyright strike that. And he did. And then it just pissed me off that I also had like, like a little strike on my account. Cause I'm like, that's actually like a serious thing, dude. Like, why would you? That's kind of fucking gay, man. Like, why would you do that, dude? Like, come on, bro. Like,
So you kind of felt like justice was served because now the video's going out.
Yes, and absolutely. And I remember like bringing it up before, but obviously like I don't want to say like it falls on deaf ears, but it's just like motherfuckers just don't care. Like whenever you kind of say stuff like that, like I bring up like facts, people just kind of like, they're like, it's water under the bridge, just play Roundhouse again. And I'm like, no, man.
Yeah,
like that
right.
That's a key identifying factor of someone's like personality and like the way that they I don't like that, man. Like I don't like that. So whereas everybody sees like that's cool and I'll just brush it off, I don't see it that way. So yeah, like that was a big thing for me. Him like pretty much trying to delete footage and just trying to delete reality, like that happened. Like I know you're salty, but like fuck, man, like who cares? Like it was it's not like you lost 10-0. I didn't get a bunch of perfects on you. It wasn't like you lost. Who cares? So
It's just, it's almost like not telling the complete story, right?
Yeah, and then just so you could like stroke your own ego and like kind of like go around like that didn't happen, like, oh, we're not going to talk about it, so it didn't happen. Like, I mean, I guess if that's the life you want to lead, but whatever, man.
Well, creating content is a whole sensitive topic in itself, and we'll kind of jump back. We'll circle back to that. Now that we addressed the pop off, right now there was one specific match that I wanted to talk about, and this goes towards you, Math.
Oh, okay.
And this was your match versus Pasadena, and what I call the water drop of doom.
The Watergate.
Yeah, Watergate. So you guys played for it was losers. Was it losers finals?
Winners finals.
Yeah, we played for winners finals.
I thought me and Pasadena.
Or-
no, Pasadena and I played for winners finals, and then I
Oh,
went
I guess
to
it
Grand.
was. I think it was just straight up top 8. No, wait.
Oh, then maybe it was losers finals.
I think it
Losers
was
finals.
losers
Yeah, it was
finals.
losers
Yeah,
finals.
because you
Okay,
got third. You
yeah.
got third.
Yeah.
So you guys play, and there's already everyone is buzzing because
Mm-hmm.
both of you guys have one-touch kill potential.
Yeah.
So there were a lot of things that indicated that you were kind of not 100%, but only you know what happened. Can you walk us through this match and what happened?
Yeah, so I mean, we're calling it Watergate or the Water Drop of Doom. A lot of you guys that have watched the Fight Kingdom top 8, when I was playing Worldmatchue, and before we were playing, World and I were sitting next to each other, right? We're getting our pads ready, and before we do the button check, I look down at my controller, and I'm like, yo, and there's a big ass glop of water that hit my pad. I'm not, and I can't make this up. It's because of all the hot ass bodies in this room and the condensation, and I look up and I'm like, yo,
It's moisture
what the hell?
in the air.
And then I show World the controller. I'm like, look, there's fucking water on my controller. And I'm thinking like, oh my God, this is like a bad omen. And something like as a player in a tournament, and you're like, anything that will kind of like make you think, give you like a bad juju, it's going to mess with your head, right? And one thing is like, since I'm a pad player, I don't want to make any excuses as a player either. Like, I don't want to be like, yeah, my pad's messed up. And and so I was going to make the executive decision after I lost the first match against Pasadena to be like, hey, yo, World, can you go run upstairs and get my second pad?
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I don't want to make excuses, though. I just want to play this through, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so throughout the matches, after playing World, right, I could just feel, like, even playing Dantis, like, you can see my diagonals not actuating the way it's supposed to when I hit the Iron Man confirm from, high kick, super jump, up, high punch, dash down, forward.
Right.
It would just It would just dash straight.
Yeah.
And that happened, multiple times in every single match that I've played throughout after the fact of the Watergate,
Yeah.
But no excuses, man. So, I could just feel like things were off, and I was like, I'm not gonna. My thought was just like, you know what? I'm not gonna bitch about it. I'm just gonna take this shit on the chin. That's my fault for not switching earlier. The pad. And that goes back to like when I went to the Philippines. It's like, bro, you just need to bring your backup with you on hand
At
on
all
deck
times.
At all times, And it's like any other match, and like it's not like I have a coach with me, like my second in a boxing match where they can tape me up and make sure my gear is correct,
Right.
So, but
well, for further clarification, guys, the reason why we're stressing this having your equipment handy and making sure that everything is top notch is because when you play high level, making mistakes like what Thrillah was just elaborating on can cost you the entire match.
Yeah.
We're playing against people that can finish you off or punish you, and it can cost you the entire match just off of one mistake.
Exactly.
And it is frustrating.
Yeah.
But then what happened?
So the match goes 1-1, and he gets me again, right? Just another one touch from Pasadena, because he knows historically when me and him have played, it's always back and forth. More so that like later on, like it's become more, like 1-1, right?
Yeah.
Back then he just bodied me, straight up. But now it's like I got my one touch kill down, and he knows that playing me, he has to be super careful. And so that second match, it was going to make us even 2-2 because it was a 3 out of for the losers finals, it was 3 out of 5, right? And so to make it even, I got him in the infinite and all this stuff, and it's down to last character, Magneto. And my thought process was like, okay, let me just let him run into shit. And I could just feel like stuff wasn't coming out right, like my assist call for Cable to like get him off of me, But then that's just his strength, is that like he can play every character well on his team, and I knew the chase down was real, and I could just feel that, like, the back and forth of like, oh shit, he's rushing me, and I was so like, oh my God, if I get caught, I cannot lose this, like, but he caught me, dude, all the way to the very end. I couldn't do what I was supposed to do, which was, get him caught into the War Machine. That's what I was hoping for.
Yeah.
Was for him to run into War Machine, but nope. I think he like double snapped me or some shit. got Cable out the way, and it was just down to like War Machine and Iron Man, and bro, he got me, bro. He fucked me up.
Was he doing mid-screen Hypergraph Tempest?
No, he wasn't.
Okay.
He wasn't doing that. He
That's what I do.
He
Love it.
He just he picked me apart, man. He knows the gameplay, you know, like that. Like between me and him, he knew his game plan to get me, dude, and he got me. And so I really congratulated him on that. And as soon as I lost, I said this to him. I got up and I said, dude, take it all the way, you know, because he had the fire in him, dude. And I could just tell, like during that last match when he beat me, I was like, dude, this guy can actually win this because he's on it today.
Yeah.
You know, he was fucking, dude, that comeback. And then after when he won, everybody was just in fucking, you know, standing ovation, cheering. And I was just like, damn, dude.
That might have been the match. I mean, dude, there were plenty.
It was a hard loss, dude.
Plenty of amazing matches. Your match with Pasadena, Daryl's match with Roundhouse, Paxtez versus who was it?
I forgot.
You versus Paxtez with the selfie
shot.
the 300% selfie.
Bro,
Spice Diamond versus
Dantis.
Yeah.
That was unfortunate for Spice Diamond.
Yeah.
But to go back to like, oh god, we need that selfie, dude. Like that was the most godlike thing that I've seen in a long time. That like, you know, someone
Shout out to Pax,
that like someone did like Pax. What a gentleman, bro. Like he was just getting walked on stage because you know what happens, bro. Like I mean, like if you watch Top 8, if you watch like when I played Pasadena, like it was 2-1. And the first match, he won, he caught me. Second match, I caught him, I won. Third match, he caught me, he won. Like, that's literally how the matches were going. And then you go look on the next set. It was Thrillah versus Dina. Dina caught him for like just a first touch, Dina won. Thrillah got the first touch, Thrillah won. Then the next match, it was just back and forth. Like, whoever gets the first touch, that's who's winning. Yeah, like, it's literally evolved that far. And did you play PAX before you played Dina or after you
did? I played PAX
before.
Then Dantis.
Oh god, but it was just godlike to see you play because again, like PAX is such a good sport. Like he knows that we didn't give a shit about his Blackheart. Like we hated that character and yada yada. But like he went up there like knowing like fuck man, Thrillah's pretty good. This is gonna be a tough matchup.
I don't mean to go off topic, but like to go back to like pop offs and stuff like. I had beat Paxtez, and that was awesome because like that whole selfie thing, that was like a great moment. But then going to playing Dantis, bro, I needed to get my run back with him because he bodied me last Fight Kingdom.
You owed him. Yeah, agreed. Yeah.
And what do you call that? And you know, leading up to this, I was actually in Seattle 2 weeks beforehand, and thankfully, I got to play with Dantis and who's the hard body guy? I forget his name, but anyways, Dantis was gracious enough to host at his house, and we played like I think like 2 sets, and then I got him back, and he's like, "Damn, Thrillah, you like actually like getting me," and I was like, "Yeah, dude, I've been studying you because like I want to make sure that I beat you," and he's like, "Damn, okay," and then so next time we play is at Fight Kingdom, and I was like, I let him know like, "Bro, I'm coming for you." And then when I beat him, because you know he's like Seattle's finest.
Yeah. He is.
And I was like, and then I got up and I was like, "What up, Seattle?" After I beat him, I was like, "What up? This your boy? Come get your boy."
That's nothing.
But you know, I love Dances, man. That guy's a good dude. You know, he's a father and all that stuff. So I really respect him.
Is he a father?
Yeah.
He's a dad now?
Yeah, he's been a dad.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's a great dude.
No, that's awesome. See, if we're gonna talk about like getting our revenge real quick, shit, let me just talk about because dude, like a shout outs to Dan, but he snuck by me last year in the tournament. He beat me 2-1 because
he bodied all of us except for Ken.
He didn't beat me. I beat me. Like my proton cannon didn't come out. I caught him in the infinite. I'm walking him to the corner, right?
He didn't beat me.
And then literally I do standing hard punch. Proton cannon doesn't come out.
That's your fault for not checking your
that's for
pad.
That's for playing on my Voyee pad. It's not even an Xbox pad. It's Voyee.
Shout outs to Afterglow, bro.
Anyways, moving on.
But I got my revenge on Dan. I beat him this year in tournament.
Yeah.
And then I got my revenge on Lazy Reaper. We played a set after because he beat me in tournament last year, and I told Lazy Reaper, I'm like, look, you're good, you're nice. I know everyone like gives you props and all that. Nigga, you ain't that nice to me. Like, I'll body your shit. Like, you're cool for like the little island that you're on, but like I'm from the big island. Like I play everybody. I be there. You from the little spot. I'm from the big spot. I fuck people up over here, okay? So I had to remind him, and I did. Like we go check out Lazy Reaper's YouTube, man. You guys are gonna see some good.
I didn't get him because he bodied me. I was like, dang it, man.
Well, they all can't be winners now, can they? But you guys go check out Lazy Reaper's YouTube. Like Ken had mentioned earlier, there's a lot of good sets on there. Not just money matches, just exhibitions, casuals, all that stuff. So.
Lazy Reaper's a good dude. He's he did a phenomenal job with the tournament. The stream, everything looked great. It was crisp. I mean, we all kind of jumped in to help out at times when he was busy doing other things, and it's a teamwork effort. That being said, I feel like the guy kind of ducks me at events.
Oh, really?
Like if I'm not, I'll have to be like, "Hey Jay, let's play a set," and he'll be like, well, I'm gonna play ass mode first, and then we'll play. And I'm like, what? I'm like, there's a setup right here. Let's just run a quick first to 5. I mean,
calling you out, Jay. You better get your ass ready.
And he'll be like, oh, okay, I'll play you.
Well, I would, but oh gosh.
But that's kind of how it went. Like we'd run our set, and then I'd be like, hey, dude, let's play another one. Like I only see you once a year, twice a year, whatever. And he was kind of hesitant. So I don't know. Maybe I got it wrong, but that's kind of the vibe that I got.
You're intimidating, motherfucker. Do you ever think
so,
that? Like you're
no.
intimidating. Maybe he's just a little intimidated.
I mean, just fucking play, dude. I mean, who cares?
There's a lot of like I feel like the community is probably putting a lot on the guy's shoulders. So like he feels like he has to live up to like this expectation. So like if he plays you and he sits down and like he doesn't do like a great job,
his stock drops.
Yeah. Immensely. So
that sounds kind of familiar.
You know what?
Yipes!
You know what was a surprise to see that who came up here to Fight Kingdom was Neo.
Yeah. That's actually a great segue into my next point is to talking about Neo. As you guys know, Neo and I, we've talked about it multiple times, man. Him and I, we have our history, we have our backstory. It's almost like rivals turned into this mutual respect that we have with each other. And at Fight Kingdom for top 8, we ended up squaring up. It was our turn to run our matchup on the main stage. He came from one end of the stage. I walked up to him from the other side, and we went right up to each other. And I told him, I said, hey, 15 years ago, we had our moment at FFA. We had our first to 15. Right now, we're going to do it again. We get to do it again in front of all these people. And he said, I respect you, but I'm coming for this shit. I'm not going to lay down for you, he said. And when he told me that, bro, I got chills. And I said, okay.
Goosebumps, dude, I got to take a picture.
I said, okay. Dude, I'm getting chills just thinking about it right now. And I said,
I got picture proof, guys.
And I said, all right, let's get it. Because, I mean, the game has evolved to where I can lose, right? Granted, at Fight Kingdom, I lost to Pasadena.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm still the rite of passage, the measuring stick for this game. And when he said that, I was like, oh, hell yeah, bro. Like, let's fucking do this thing.
Yeah.
And then he lost 2-0.
Was it 2-0? Oh, yeah, it's that fast, dude.
It was a fast
did you
2 out.
MSS?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did MSS drones, I believe.
Why'd you go MSS?
Why
not?
Just because I knew that he wasn't going to pick anything else. And MSS for me feels like.
But you haven't played that team in like years.
I'm
You've
gonna
been
tell
on, like,
you,
Thrax and Matrix and
dude.
Spider-Man and fucking Shuma and everybody else, but you literally went back to the OG.
MSS. I feel like MSS is too strong, bro. When I play MSS, it's way too strong.
I feel like you were trying to right a wrong. Like, you lost with MSS back in the day. You're like, let me just fix that.
15 years later? No. But I mean, Neo is still a really solid player.
He beat me in tournament. Shit.
Absolutely.
And we were able to run a first to 7 money match. It was just for $20, but at one point he was up 6. It was like 6-2 or 6-3.
Oh, that's right.
And I thought, oh my god! So I had to switch to MSS, and then I won 4 straight. And I was like, whew, kind of hot in these rhinos. But it's just, you can't sleep on these people. But going back to Neo and facing him on the main stage, I mean, there's a lot of history there. And I was grateful to share another moment with him. Because, we're two guys that had similar paths up to the top, new blood, so to speak.
Yeah.
And for us to kind of share that moment, it was truly special, bro. Fight Kingdom was a tournament that was filled with nothing but good vibes, highlights, great competitors, and just overall a great venue, man. I mean, how cool was it to have a lounge that was 24 hours? The hotel lounge was literally open 24 hours. I mean, these guys were cracking out till like 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
Which is a huge plus, I
literally went downstairs at like 7 in the morning to go get a cup of coffee and then to go blow up the restroom downstairs because why would I do it in my room? I literally seen people like cracking out, like playing Third Strike. Someone had a fucking Smash Brothers like set up right here. Like I think after all the Marvel heads left, they're like, I'm gonna just set up Smash Bros right here, bro. Like I'm like, wow. Yeah. It never stops.
And then of course, guys, we head to grand finals. Thrillah has his match with Pasadena. He loses, unfortunately. Pasadena is back, nipping at my heels, dude. I was the one who sent him to losers for winners finals. Now he's back. And I told him, I said, hey, man, you ready to do this again? And he said, yeah. Yeah. And the matches that I had with Pasadena were pretty one-sided, depending on who won. And I was picking Matrix, right? Obviously. If I won with Matrix, it was a landslide victory. If he got the touch with Magneto, he just walked me 300%. That's just what the game has evolved to at the highest level. Is whoever gets the first attack, you're done.
Yep.
Like you're fucking done. That's it.
Yeah.
And that day, Pasadena played probably the best that he's ever played.
You think so?
I would think so.
I would say so because he was so focused, and the fact that he can hold that same focus, that ice in his veins, dude, to go that when he was playing me and to be down like that and then just have Magneto come back, dude, that's just so much.
Now that we're speaking on that, just really quick, I would like to see I would like to see Pasadena because he's always kind of had the crowd at his favor. I would like to see how he does if the crowd's kind of just being fucking ruthless, dude. If they're just kind of...
I mean, you did have a freaking dude, Big Weed, saying dude, you're going to lose or something. He said, I hope you die or something like that.
Oh, my God.
I forgot what he said. I forgot what he said, and Pasadena...
You're going to die, clown.
I cannot stand those guys, bro.
I think Big Weed did say something like that, and Pasadena was like, what the hell?
Well, the thing about Daryl is that Pasadena is that he doesn't really put himself out there, so the audience doesn't have anything to go off of in terms of personality.
Sure,
they can't make the call, do I like this guy or not, because there's nothing that he's exhibiting other than his gameplay. They just know that he has a godlike MSP, and hey, you know what, I like it.
Yeah,
he's a neutral guy, he has a lot of class, I can definitely get behind that guy.
Yeah.
Pasadena, once again, as great of a guy as he is, I feel like it's the same thing as Lazy Reaper, where he won't want to play me unless he has to.
Gotcha. To
avoid the inevitable download.
Yeah.
Because that's just how I am personally. Is the more I play you, it's just a matter of time before time's up.
Yeah.
And in his favor, it's best if we just don't play.
But see, I that always confuses me how people have that mentality. Because for me personally, I would rather keep playing you and you learn how to pick apart my gameplay that I think is great right now, and you're picking it apart. Teach me ways to fix my fucking gameplay. That's literally what it is.
Together, but then that's not what we're playing, dude.
But if people are that egotistical and they really just can't take a loss and you just don't want to get downloaded. I'm doing air quotes right now. If you don't want to get downloaded, and get,
but
it happens, bro.
Pasadena and Lazy Reaper aren't like that. They're just chill ass dudes. That
play for sure.
Game. And I don't think that they're thinking about that really. They're just because we've all seen Pasadena do 24-hour streams where he just play and just keeps playing and keeps playing.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is I want to see how Pasadena does when he got a motherfucker like me in his ear, because he's never had that. That's ultimately what I'm getting at. I feel like I know he's great. I know you can sit down and play Marvel at a high level. Can you play Marvel at a high level if you were playing one of my boys and I was talking shit to you?
Well, you'd have to convince him to run the set in the first place, and he's not really
because
putting himself out there.
I just like to see how people do in like certain situations, and
for sure.
That's just one
for sure.
situation. When I just think about it for a quick second, I was like, man, I've never seen him in that situation. I would love to see how you do, just because I've never seen it. I want to see, like, are you going to progress? Like, are you going to just still like, fuck it? I know this is tough, but I still got this.
I totally understand what you're saying and why you're saying it, because like as soon as like he beat me, everybody stood up and started cheering. Like, I was just like, I mean, granted that it was the most amazing comeback of the year.
And again, like I kind of say that because I'll be honest, like I took it easy on, like not that I took it easy on Dina. Like after Dina beat me, and then he went to go play you. In my head, like, you my boy, I want to cheer for my boy, and I'm just like, bro, I know I can say some shit and like rattle your cage right now. I know I can say something and rock the boat, and that's all it takes at the high level. And like you get thrown off for a quick second because I said something, and now all of a sudden like Thrillah just hit you with an instant overhead, and now you got walked. So, but I'm saying like I'm not saying like that's the reason he won. I'm just I'm just curious because like we haven't seen it. I love to see how people do. Everybody does good, in the fucking environment that they want to be in. I want to see how good you play when you're not comfortable.
Right. The $1 million question is, can you do it?
I know
with additional variables.
Yeah, like I know you can do it the Amir way. Like, hey, come to my room with no friends, like nobody. You got to be quiet. You got to have earmuffs on. Like,
earmuffs,
no. We're not playing on your rules. We're just gonna play the fucking game and just play it where it lies.
Whatever happens, happens.
Exactly, man. Like if this guy's in the back talking about like dead dogs, sorry about it, dude. Like you better not fucking lose focus. That's just what happens.
Yeah. So the tournament, we wrapped it up, right? Pasadena won. We did the whole award ceremony.
Kicked all of our asses, by the way. He beat all three of us here in this room.
Yeah.
He beat all three of us. So again, like super shout outs to Dina. Don't take any of the stuff that I was just saying like in the wrong way. I love Dina. That's my boy.
It's all discussion, man.
Yeah, like I was saying,
yeah.
I would love to see Dina play out of his comfort zone, but we all know, Dina's not interested in that. He just plays a game.
Wink, wink. I think we will see more of Dina soon.
But let's hope that's just wishful thinking. I'm just talking.
I mean, after Fight Kingdom was done, everybody was just okay. We're ready to run some money matches. We're ready to run some sets. I wasn't ready to see Andy MSP run fucking 5 sets with Alex on stream.
Oh, that's right.
Putting me to sleep with his fake Jordans. All right, his Fat Farm hoodies. I'm like, dude, nobody wants to see this shit. Kick rocks.
Are those baby fat? They don't even make those for guys.
Prior to those sets, the infamous picture that was uploaded that I think World took of me playing Andy MSP, I was getting him warmed up for playing Alex.
Yeah.
Needless to say,
he gets it perfect, and then Andy MSP has this look of just
like hate this fucking character.
I don't like it. Anyway, so Fight Kingdom was done, guys. We had an amazing trip. Food was phenomenal. We found
great restaurants this time.
Yeah, we did. That Vietnamese restaurant that we went to. Oh my god,
the pho spot. Not that fucking artisan coffee in like what is it? The crepe spot that I paid like.
That was garbage.
I paid $26 for like a crepe full of fucking mushrooms.
Horrible.
It was gross.
I mean, we were.
I hope that lady falls downstairs.
I mean, we were
not a huge flight, just like 3.
Like after the event, I mean, I think all of us had agreed, and not even agreed. We all felt that we're like gonna take a break. Right, Ken? Because I felt like you said you're gonna kind of just step away for a while.
Right. Beforehand, I had this feeling of emptiness, guys, and I made this big post about hanging it up, and it's just I wasn't enjoying myself anymore. I felt like it was just I gotta hit my quota, I gotta hit my views, just so I can get that YouTube check. You know what I mean? And that's the last thing that I wanted. It was for this passion to become a chore. Like taking out the trash. Like fuck. I know I have to do it. I just don't want to. And when Fight Kingdom came about, I thought, let this be. This will be the last one for a while, and then we'll just kind of see where we're at. I ended up getting second place. Pasadena kind of took the torch, and let's see what he does with it. But it was a good way to cap off a great trip with you guys. You guys were there. We had some drinks. We had some good vibes. You know what I mean? And that ultimately, that's what it's about. It's about building these memories with the people that matter. And you guys were there with me on that trip, which meant the world to me,
Hell yes.
We came back from Fight Kingdom, and it's like everything is in cool down mode. Nobody's really streaming. Roundhouse disappeared for like a month.
Yeah,
right.
Put that motherfucker back on ice.
I mean, everybody was just kind of like, well, "Fuck, dude, how do you top that?" Right.
Right.
Which leads me into my next topic, which is this project that we're doing with Arcade Shock. And Thrillah is kind of leading the forefront here with that partnership. Can you kind of walk us through how that came about?
Dude, it was very last minute. Just mentioning from shout outs to, like I said this on the stream. I said it last time, which was Cal Nito. The guy has been doing a lot of community back end work that is going unthanked, to be honest. He's traveling to every single like local arcade and getting partnerships with them, not partnerships, but like building relationships, rapport, and he's like fixing their equipment, fixing their sticks, you know. Dude, a lot of these places are like 30, 40 miles, 50 miles away from where he lives.
He's going out of his way to like these arcades and pretty much getting like their machines, if they have one, pretty much saying like, hey, would you be interested in like getting Marvel? Yeah. And then like once they get it, or if they do get it or anything like that, like he gets it up to standards. He's like, hey man, would you be willing to like invest a little bit of money? Like I'll fix it for you. Let's put some 8-ways. Let's wire up some 360s. Let's, you know.
So, you know, he's made a map of like all the local arcades that he's, you know, in touch with. But anyways, you know, he mentions to me, he's like, hey, Thrillah, I've been working with Arcade Shock, and they're going to hold like an event, and they want Marvel 2 to be a part of it. And during this time, this is during the cool down after Fight Kingdom, where we're just like, man, I'm taking a break.
Yeah.
You know, and I was just like, you know, I don't know yet. I really don't know if I can have the capacity to run a tournament, you know, to try and make something of this. But then, so this is like 2 weeks right before the event too. So this is like literally last minute. And so midweek, I asked my wife, I'm like, babe, are we doing anything this weekend? You know, like the weekend of the event. She's like, no, we're not doing anything. And I'm like, okay. And turns out, fortunately, she went out of town. And I was like, okay, I got the free weekend. And then I hit up Cal Nito and I go, hey, put me in touch. Let's make this work. And literally within that time span of a week and a half, I've been going to Arcade Shock to meet with the owner, Vin. And then I relayed the message back to my boys, Khaos and World. It's like, what do you guys think? Should we run this? How do we want to run it? And we did this out of the love of it and pro bono, for free. We did not get anything out of this at all.
Right.
Like, this was just like a feeler event, you know. And so we did the event, and needless to say, it was a freaking successful event.
The event was a goddamn success, guys. Now, keep in mind that the Evo side tournaments that we used to throw, we'd average about 32, 33, 34 entrants. For this local SoCal tournament, we ended up with 37 entrants, which was ridiculous. Now, we were working with a $10 entry fee, $10 venue fee, just so you guys can kind of, you know the schematics here. 3 out of 5 format, and then 4 out of 7 for all of the finals, grand finals, losers, and winners. Your boy took first place, and we had a couple of old heads show up. We had Potter in the house. Combo Fiend ended up getting or tying for 5th, which was kind of ridiculous because we hadn't seen Combo Fiend in anything Marvel 2 related in I don't know how long.
Right.
And he came and he steamrolled through a couple of these guys, which was kind of crazy to see. The big topic was, how was this venue going to accommodate the Marvel 2 group, right? Because it's a lot of us. The venue itself is very spacious. There's plenty of parking.
Lots of parking.
And of course, it provides a lot of amenities. We have the Arcade Shock storefront being open, which means that you guys can stop by, pick up your parts, your buttons, whatever you need to keep your equipment in tip-top shape. So it's open during the event, which is a huge plus.
That's sick.
Because if something breaks down...
Exactly. That goes back to the main shit that we were talking about, like, because nobody fucking walks around with extra switches or an extra button or, a spare lever. And even, like, to touch on that for a quick second, like, Jay Fresh had stopped by the session last night, shout out to Jay Fresh, and, like, he had brought his stick just under the assumption that his shit was going to work, and he sat down to play his first set, and his fucking stick didn't work, dude. So then, like, Math had to pull a MacGyver and, like, fix his stick in, like, 2.5 seconds. But, like, that's just the type of stuff, dude.
It really was 2.5 seconds.
Yeah, but bro, like, had Math obviously not been there to fix the stuff, like, he would have just been shit out of luck. He'd been sitting there, like, not playing anything. Your stick wouldn't work.
Can I borrow your stick?
Yeah, hey, homie, like... But
almost spit my coffee out, sorry.
But in that speaking on that, like, it's great to know that Arcade Shock pretty much has your back. Like, you don't need Math there to, like, kind of save your ass. Like, you can just go outside and be like, hey man, I need a new button, I need a new switch, and the guys are, take care of you right
Ku
there.
Mighty as well. Ku Mighty, he knows how to fix sticks and all that stuff too. So he was there and he was providing like tips or like help for everybody that needed like help.
Yeah.
It's a good thing to know how to work on your own shit. I mean, granted, I'm no expert, but I know a thing or two about keeping my stuff up to date, and that goes a long way, bro.
Yeah.
In addition to the great venue space that we have, the parking, Arcade Shock having the storefront open, these events, guys, they're also looking to have additional vendors. So you might have extra vendors that are on site. There's going to be, there's food, there's music provided by my boy Thrillah.
Yeah.
And overall, it's a great experience for you guys to get some games in, relax, socialize, nothing but positive vibes. And Arcade Shock is trying to make this a semi-regular thing.
Almost like a seasonal thing, almost like a season beating.
Like a Ranbat?
Yeah, like a Ranbat. And
like
the thing was, I wanted to speak on that because it's like, did we want to create a point system? And if we did, do we look back at past events like of people of like top caliber players, then introduce that like the point system and gather up the last maybe 2 years of events and how they've performed, and then add those into the points where they are now, and that's how we rank the players, and then so the whole point of this was that during
just for a ranking system.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just for the ranks, and then they build their points up, and at the end of the season
Have a big tournament.
The big tournament, and then winner
Like an
with
invitational?
the winner with the most points, obviously is the winner, and then obviously there would be a grand final prize. But we were thinking about doing that, but I don't know if that's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's kind of tough because we've only done one event. So I think once we do the second and the third one, and we see who our returning competitors are, and that's one thing, guys, is I know that if you see me on the bracket or if you see like Thrillah on there, it's kind of intimidating because or Pasadena or whoever. I'm considering removing myself from these events as a competitor just to kind of make it more enticing for other people to enter and kind of shoot their shot and see if they can win this tournament. Because at the end of the day, we want this game to thrive, and this is a great opportunity for us to keep this game going. And that's what we're aiming for when we consider setting up future events, is to make this better. If you guys have any feedback on that, hit me in the comments. Let me know what you guys thought of the production. On the production side, we did have 2 streams running at the same time. One for the main bracket, one for the losers bracket, and it worked out pretty well.
It worked out fantastic, actually.
So. Yeah, I think so as well.
Moving on from that, guys, the next thing is RSN. Now, Thrillah, I'm going to need your help on this one, okay? Because RSN is the new flavor of the month for Marvel vs. Capcom 2. It's a new platform for us to get our games in. And what we know so far, okay, is that it's a PS3 emulator. And it plays the PS3 version of Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on your PC. Now, this is from what I understand, it's a completely new software that has its own settings, its own configuration, similar, I guess, to Null DC in a way. But walk us through it. How does this thing work?
Well, I mean, as you said, it's an emulator. You download, the install files, and granted, you have to have the minimum requirements. I would say, 16 gigabytes of RAM to be safe, and an i7 and a decent graphics card, like a 1080 GTX or something like that. But the setup is really simple. You get the game files, and go for broke. You can check out his channel or Dirty UK Gaming. He has his. They both have how-tos. Tutorials, and you check out their YouTube, and then they have the link in the description. You just download that, and it comes with all the files. You follow the video, get it up and running, and you create your faux PSN account. And it's within the I dubbed it the RSN, because PSN, RSN, right? I didn't want to say RPC is 3, beep boop beep boop. I didn't want to say that too many times, so I just cut it, guys, cut that shit. We're gonna call it RSN. And then that's what we did. And so, I decided to make like a group and all these things, and other people jumped in. But dude, shout out to Cal Nito again, because he's the one that said, Thrillah, you need to get on this.
Yeah.
That man.
So what would you say is the benefit to playing RSN over
PSN?
native PSN?
The removal of the input delay, the native input delay that PS3 has on the system. Because, dude, when I played it with Cal Needle the first time, things were snappy. Things were quick. Granted that, like, we were learning along the way because it was very brand new. The game felt really fast, like almost turbo 1.5. But after doing the limiter, setting it to, like, 60 frames per second, it just felt better and a lot slower and natural. And, dude, it's... And it also takes the limiter off of your bandwidth, your network bandwidth, because on PSN, it only goes up to 100 megabytes per second.
Oh, shoot.
So... But with RSN, they removed that, and it uses your full internet bandwidth. So if you have a gigabit network, you can play. Dude, I've played East Coast like G-Con and Josh 360.
I remember watching your stream.
It fucking feels great.
Yeah.
Like, I played somebody in the UK, and it was decent. It's
yeah,
like, bro,
it was playable.
It was playable, but granted that it's UK still.
Right.
So quick pros and cons list. The pros, like you said, there is no internet limiter for the bandwidth. The game itself feels better because it doesn't have the input delay.
Yeah.
The only con that I can think of is if your computer isn't up to par, and I can speak from personal experience because my laptop is
you're playing on a laptop.
It's obsolete. If you don't have the specs, this isn't going to work for you. If you guys are curious about getting this installed, so make sure that your rig is up to par. Like I think we've already made somewhat of a list as to what your
card, RAM, and
what your rig, what it should look like. So we'll go ahead and put that in the comments there. What would you guys think is the best PCB for PC? Is it still the Universal Fight Board? I
mean, that's costly. You can actually get away with a cheaper version of the UFB, which would be like a Brooks either Retro or a Brooks Zero Pi.
Really?
I believe those do PS3/PC, and that's like a native output that they have built in for all of their branded fight boards.
Or for those pad players, most pads like PS3, PS4, PS5, they're all PC native.
Yeah, and also and those are like 25, 30, 40 bucks. And you can also get away with a Pico board. I know those, those little Pico Pi boards, they do great work too, but ones that are tested that have really good input, low input latency would be definitely the Brooks. They all rank up there in terms of the diamond rank because they all hit under 4 milliseconds.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's good to know, guys. It's good to know that we have options. Justin Wong recently got his RSN going, so he's on there getting some games in. So if you've ever wanted to play the Wazzler, get on there and get it done. All right.
Wong, dude.
All right. So since we're on the topic of modification, right, and emulating and all that, the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 mod is something that briefly came up. It was hot for a little bit, and then with all of the recent news, it's kind of taken a back seat. Just so you guys know, this mod is still in development. There's a lot of changes that have been going on as of late, but I wanted to walk through just how far we've come with the mods. We started with the PalMod software, and I think Preppy was at the forefront of that. When it came down to customizing your mix, you could change the colors and you could change the music, right? And eventually you were able to change stage colors. Not really the stages themselves, but just, what it looked like. Magneto recently had his PS2 version upgraded, and he was able to customize that game ridiculously, like a ridiculous amount of customization. The life meters, the combo counter, the font. I mean, he's able to expand the camera angles, zoom out, zoom in.
Oh, that's sick.
Like really picking the game apart. And then now we're dealing with the DC mod. And there are some subtle changes that we started with at first, like removing the dizzy counter, enforcing infinite unfly. Now we're getting into changing move sets. So you guys all saw the Bison dash video, right?
Right.
So now Bison has an air dash.
An 8-way dash, right?
An 8-way dash, yeah. Just like Magneto. Just to give you guys a kind of a preview of what kind of changes they're implementing, Akuma has a health buff. His dive kick has quicker recovery, so now he can do dive kick and then follow up with a combo afterwards.
Okay, good stuff. Yeah, because nobody's just like the 5 hits and that's it. Or you can just connect it with a Hadouken super.
Right. They gave Ryu his Magic series back, so now on the ground he can do jab kick, fierce.
Wow.
Oh, wow, okay.
air combo as well.
Okay.
Wolverine, they gave him his dive kick cancel into Fierce or Roundhouse, just like in Marvel 1 or Marvel Superheroes.
So like those fierces don't cause hard knockdown?
Right.
Okay.
So now he's back to being a combo machine. They made... they did away with some assists. Like they got rid of Magneto's launcher assist, so now you can pick hyper grab, but the Roundhouse one.
Oh, okay. So like
that one comes out faster.
Yeah,
the good one. Sentinel, they got rid of his launcher and they gave him the slow drones.
Grenade drones.
Grenade drones,
That's
yeah.
sick.
So I'm thinking, I'm not sure if you can hold the assist button and then they extend all the way to the end of the screen. But that's to be seen. Chun-Li, Marrow, a bunch of these other characters got slight tweaks here and there. They gave Roll an air dash for whatever reason. I don't know.
Try to make her viable.
Yeah. And I was talking to TV Industries about Shuma. So we're in talks of changing Shuma's charge moves. Well, not as well. Yeah, we talked about that. But more importantly, his charge moves will now be quarter circle moves.
Okay, yeah.
To eliminate that, and also being able to do his hard knockdown and then cancel it with a move afterwards. So he can dash, short launch for OTG or whatever. So there's a bunch of stuff that they're playing with the DC mod. It's being dubbed Marvel 2 Plus. I was calling it Marvel 2.5. But it just goes how far we've come, man, in terms of modding, bro.
Yeah, it's amazing, man. I mean, that's similar to what the MVCI community is doing. I think Maximilian and the team, they're doing MVCI B or something like that. And, and they've implemented like some crazy stage modifications, like one that's paying homage to Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I showed you guys the image. I thought it looks cool. I thought it looked cool, but you guys can, give me
what was the change?
I mean, they added different graphics overlay on the characters so they don't look as weird. It's like a cell shaded type of outline of the characters now, so they look more like cartoonish.
I would say they changed the art style.
Yeah, make it look good, and a lot of different animations or effects that make the game look better.
That's one thing that I hated about MVCI. Like, it looked like fucking play school versions of like Marvel characters. Like, they just looked like like the Kids Bop, super friendly. Like,
like the
why does
All-Stars.
Hulk look that friendly?
Yeah, like PlayStation All-Stars.
Like, why the fuck does Thanos have a smiley face right now? Like, he never smiles, dude. Like, what is this shit? I don't want to see this. So it just looked goofy.
Yeah. So, but no, yeah, like the mods are amazing, man. And like you said, because of the announcement, it's like, like what do we do with it?
What do we do with everything? I mean, that goes into what you just mentioned, is the announcement of the Marvel vs. Capcom collection, guys.
Yeah.
This goes back to me talking about retiring and kind of hanging it up, and they decided to drop this.
Right? How do we retire?
And then you lay this shit on me?
Like I try to leave and you just suck me back in. Suck me, beautiful.
I mean, that hit us all, right?
Why don't you guys just love for me to retire? Huh? Yeah. Anyway, this collection, guys, it was announced. It looks like we finally got a release date, which is December 31st.
End of the year.
End of the year. It's going to drop. GameStop already has it up for pre-order for both. Well, before we get into that, it already has it up for pre-order. I got mine off of Best Buy, so that website has it up as well. Here, let's go over the specs of what it's going to have. It's going to have Children of the Atom, which is the first X-Men fighting game, Marvel Superheroes, X-Men vs. Street Fighter, Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Capcom 1, and Marvel vs. Capcom 2. It's also going to have the side-scroller beat-em-up, The Punisher. I don't know if you guys ever played that game.
In the arcade.
It's pretty fucking violent.
I was going to say, I don't think really anybody played it because it was very hard to find, even in the arcades. Like, I think I've only ever seen that at one arcade in my life. But I have played the game before, yes.
Yeah, it's a super violent game. Very, very entertaining. Every fighting game in the collection is going to feature online play, including ranked, casual, and lobby matches. And this is where I'm going to need your help, Math. Or Daryl, I don't know if you know. It says it's going to have rollback netcode. Now, what for all of our listeners and for myself, what does that mean?
To be honest, I would have to pull up the official, but technically, rollback is a way to... how can I say it, dude? I would have to look up the definition, dude, because I don't want to get this wrong. Pretty much, it's supposed to be predicting your inputs, and it judges based on the information that gets put in, like the data.
Really?
And then if it knows, like, you're gonna be predicting like a combo, like a jab, and the network I don't know, like they get off balance, it predicts it and throws that in and injects like the the data like that's missing, and that's why you see like a lot of like in the image that you'll see it roll back to what you thought you were doing, but you put in the input before that. But I could be totally wrong. Like I said,
oh my God, we're gonna have to circle right back to that, huh?
Yeah. That's one I did not expect to
yeah, no. So Google says rollback netcode is a technique for synchronizing game states in multiplayer fighting games, where fast and precise inputs are crucial. It allows players to experience minimal latency and smooth gameplay, even when their network connections are not ideal. So basically, like this netcode is pretty much like it's trying to predict some of your moves to help you. Like when the game does lag, it's gonna kind of like. It's going to go back to the last great input that you had instead of just trying to figure out what the fuck's going on for that lag spike. And like that's the best shit that we got going on so far right now for these fighting games. So
what I'm hoping for is a better experience because we're going to be playing on updated software.
Right.
PC it's going to be on Steam. And then, of course, you have your PS4s and PS5s, right?
Mm-hmm.
It will be this collection will be available physically, so you can buy physical copies of it, and you can also buy it digitally. So it'll be on PS4, Switch, and on PC. The question is, will everyone's assuming that on PS5 you'll be able to get it because of the backwards compatibility,
right?
So we're still waiting to see if it's going to affect the gameplay in any way. I'm not sure how that works.
Yeah, because I know one of the guys in the Facebook group had posted like some type of like a graph, like a chart, and he was basically just saying that like games on PS4 typically read it just like a slower.
They have a lower input, native input.
So it was reading, like a 1/10 of a second slower, which is still slower nonetheless. And so he was pretty much just bringing up that point. And I know a lot of people were saying like that's so minimal, it's just you're not even going to see it. It's not going to matter. But
oh man, at high level, it's going to matter.
Right.
To be honest, it's like, dude, high level, low level, I don't give a shit. I play on PSN. I've played on Xbox. I've played on every platform. You just get used to it, dude.
Yeah,
it's just one of those things you just got to adapt. And we are, if I could say, like Ken's the fucking highest ranked or top player in the world, in my opinion. And the guy can execute on PSN, Xbox, Fightcade, and he can do reflies. You have no excuse to be like, oh my God, I got the PS4 version out. It's like I can't do anything. It's like, bro, shut up.
Well, shit, man. I mean, we've been playing on these systems for 15 years, bro.
Go put the time and effort in.
Exactly,
and,
dude. It's not even that big of an update to be like, yo, this shit ain't playable. Like, bro, if I can beat your ass on DC, PS3, RSN, Fightcade, you can't say shit. Like, you really don't have an excuse. But anyways,
we're gonna have a variety of platforms to play on. How do you guys feel about them skipping Xbox altogether?
Oh, great, because Xbox has been they're not a fighting game system.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
They've shown history of just being.
I love the way they're talking to you.
I love the way Chip. Anyways, I think it's the best thing to skip on them. Just because of the fact that they're only a shooter-based system.
I would agree.
Historically.
Yeah.
And also, PS5 with Capcom partnership that they have.
Yeah.
That's probably mostly the reason why.
Yeah, so
I'm sure it's gonna probably be released kind of like always with an IP that they release it here for the first year, then 6 months or a year later they get it on their platform. Right?
I'm not mad about it. Plus, I feel like everybody and I think I can speak for everybody. Like nobody wants to pay for fucking Xbox Live, even though it's only it's another subscription and we all have subscriptions. It's just, man, well, people don't pay for fucking PlayStation, dude. Why am I paying for this shit? Right. And so that's just a hard argument to get past, and I feel like ultimately that's just where Xbox just finally bowed out and they're like, look, man, people don't want to play our shit no more, dude. We're just gonna get out of here.
Well, the thing is that for PlayStation now you do have to pay for online.
Oh, is that
it is, yeah. So that's another factor now is, for example, my membership is like $17.99 because I have the premium.
Okay.
So I have online gameplay plus free games. Like there's a game catalog. So if you feel like downloading something, you just download it.
Oh.
It pays for itself if you're playing
Okay, so Xbox had that. It was called Xbox Game Pass.
Game Pass.
Yeah.
So that's another question is, are all the dirtbags that are enjoying the freebies on PSN, are they going to fork over the $10.
Hey, I'm one of those dirtbags, and if it means that I have to be part of the community,
Yeah.
or I could just stay my ass on free SN, and RSN, and be like, look, we've been playing this shit forever for free.
Fuck,
what makes you think I'm gonna go and fork over $10 a month to go play? I mean,
No, I 100% like in my heart of heart feel like everybody is gonna buy this shit. It doesn't matter what system is on.
We're gonna be playing on it.
If these players have to go out and if they still don't have a PS5 to this day and have to go fucking buy a PS5 on eBay or something, I feel like they will do it just because like this is the game that's been keeping us interested and keeping us alive. Motherfuckers are buying the arcade 1-up machine and that wasn't that great, whether the quality was just crap or not.
God,
but we're still buying.
Totally forgot about
like
that.
we're still buying the shit that you guys are putting out because we love the game, we love the product. Like even when your product quality is crap, like we're still buying it because we love it. We're supporting it.
Right.
And that's what's going to happen here with this game. Like whether I don't know what the fuck's going to happen with them releasing it on Switch, because like Nintendo is just known for having just terrible, just everything is just, their graphics are just crap, their RAM is crap. Like what type of processors are they even running in those Switches? Like it's the only good game that you ever see is like Smash Bros. And like I don't think any other.
To be honest, I think you can run it great because it's a 2D game, like with a little bit of 3 elements in there.
I'm curious to see how it plays. That's
I think
to say the least.
Everybody's curious to see how they're going to do.
Yeah, I'm curious.
A couple more specs to go over. We do know that there's no crossplay yet, which means that if you have it on Switch, you're not going to be able to play somebody on PS4.
Mm-hmm.
If you're on PS4, you're not going to be able to play somebody who's on Steam. Yet, we'll see what happens in the future because Street Fighter V was able to nail down the crossplay platform. So you were able to play PS4 against PC. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. As far as the games themselves, even though they're being emulated, they're being tweaked with a couple of changes. Children of the Atom, you can play Magneto and Juggernaut right off the bat, including Akuma as well. Secret characters. Marvel superheroes, Doctor Doom, Thanos, and Anita are going to be playable. X-Men versus Street Fighter, this is the big question right here, is which version are we getting? If I'm not mistaken, there's 3 versions of X-Men versus Street Fighter, and they all have different mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
So on the first version is the one that's completely broken. It has all the infinites.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one where Cyclops, when he finishes his magic series with Fierce, it flings you horizontally.
Yeah.
In the later versions, they removed it. So when he would do his and end it with a Fierce, it would send you straight down.
Oh, okay.
Ryu and Akuma can't do their their hop kick.
Yeah.
You'd be able to do the hop kick and then cancel it into like a short magic series. So you'd be able to do the infinite that way. There was a bunch of changes that were done, so I'm curious to see if they're going to give us the broken one, or if they're going to give us the nerfed one.
What would you prefer, broken or nerfed?
Oh, broken for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I feel like even though a lot of people complain about like the broken stuff, like I know that was like one of the topics we were talking about last night. Like, what would you change? Like, this is so broken in Marvel. Like, I hate guard breaks. I hate this. I hate that. Like, we should take that out. And I'm like, dude, that's part of the game, man. That's what makes it so good. If you took out guard breaks, like I probably wouldn't play the game. If you took out unblockables, granted, like I'm not playing characters who do unblockables. Like Iron Man doesn't have unblockables like that. Like, yes, he can do them, but like I'm not fucking hitting you with an unblockable every single match. Yes, exactly. Granted, like the one character I play, Doctor Doom, he can do a blockable sweep. Like, but again, like what's coming half the time. Like you can anticipate it. You counter that. So I like things like that they make the game funner, in my opinion. So I hope in that sense they give us the broken version.
Hell yeah, dude. For Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter, Cyber Akuma is going to be playable right off the bat. But we do know that there's a shitload of secret characters in that game, like Armored Spider-Man, Mephisto, Dark Sakura. Who else is in there? Red Hulk, I believe. US Agent.
No, that's not there.
No, a Shadow is in that game also. So
that's what I was going
to say. I'm curious to see if you're still able to access these characters by doing the motion or whatever the case is. I don't know. The button sequence, we'll see. Marvel vs. Capcom, all it says is a number of stages have been altered.
Like, what?
That's all it says. No mention of secret characters. So we don't know what to expect in that sense. Was there something on there in the original game that was deemed to be offensive?
Like bugs? Was it just like...
Who knows?
Fucking littered with bugs, like you do like venom grabs, because that's like a big thing with bugs, like venom grabs into like another grab assist, and like it freezes the game, or it patches like one of the characters on the screen or something like that.
Yeah, it could be. It's all speculation. Marvel vs. Capcom 2, no changes were listed, but it's important to know that we're going to be using the Naomi version, which is arcade.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, the best way to describe that is if DC feels slow compared to PS3 or Xbox 360, then in comparison, Naomi will feel slow compared to Dreamcast.
Yep.
That's the best way that we can put it.
Yeah.
Mechanics are still the same. It's just certain situations will have a different speed. It might feel a little bit slower to you.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if it might actually feel slower because of the upgraded hardware. There won't be, I suspect, won't be any slowdowns like DC slowdown or arcade slowdown because now we're on hardware that can support.
So, dude, that's always been like one of my main things. Talking with like TVI about like, dude, I hate the fucking slowdown. You know, I hate playing on Dreamcast, this old ass system that just doesn't have the system requirements to fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're over here trying to play Marvel on your laptop and your laptop can't handle it, bro. We're trying to play Marvel at the highest level on this old fucking Dreamcast. It can't handle it. So hopefully with these newer systems, they're implementing something where, you know, like
Thrillah just made a really good point though, because Null DC, like the Null DC software uses the Dreamcast CDIs, and there's no slowdown on Null DC.
okay.
Same thing for Fightcade. Fightcade uses the Naomi, ROM, whatever you want to call it, and that doesn't have any slowdown either. So I believe
Could be a good sign.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good sign for no slowdown, no slowcade, as I could say.
Yeah,
Oh my
'cause
god, dude, fucking turds. It's also going to have hitbox data,
Amazing.
which is great if you're looking to dissect the engine a little bit. You're going to be able to record the
no
opponent,
way.
dummy record mode, just like in Null DC. So
Thank
now
God.
you can record scenarios just like old school Third Strike. You know, you'd be able to do
Yep.
parry challenges and stuff like that. Network delay simulator is going to be a big one because now you can practice your combos with the expectation that your opponent's going to have some kind of lag. So that can kind of prepare your timing. Personally, I don't really care for it because my muscle memory is already kind of set in
Used to
stone, I
everything.
guess.
Right.
It's going to have display filters, so you'll be able to see everything in crisp sprites, or you can adjust it to where it's a little bit more
Classic and all that stuff.
classic
like
filter.
the HD
Yeah.
version that we have. Yeah.
Here's another controversial one: one button supers. How do we feel about that, boys?
I don't mind it.
Now, the website itself says they cannot be used in ranked, which means that if you're playing casuals in a regular lobby,
right, you can play.
it's allowed.
Yeah.
So where does that leave us?
Leaves us nowhere. We're gonna still kick ass.
I mean, well,
gonna
let's
die
break it down really quick. Like, what benefits do you get from having like a one button? Like,
you never miss AHVB. Like
that's what I was thinking. I'm like, so I'm never gonna dash back with Dr. Doom and do the butter gun. I'll always get super, which realistically I should always be
'Cause
doing that anyway.
we're dealing-
But I
How
feel
do
like
you even-
it's really only benefiting maybe cable because you know, like,
but what does it do? Is it a macro sequence where, like, let's say I want to super jump, super
Yes.
jump super. How do you do that? Do you just super jump then press the button, or like
It would be like 3 point. Oh yeah, that's
you know
true.
what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
that's true.
I don't have to do the quarter circle up. That blade kick. The sequence.
well, if it's
I
one
think-
button super, I feel like that one button is just
It
you can
does.
macro
It
it
does
for two.
it does the entire input, and we're going back to PlayStation.
Oh, that's fucking cheap.
We're going back to PlayStation, which means that we have all six buttons plus the possibility of a one button dash, plus the ability to program macros for all 3 kicks, plus your one button supers.
Yeah,
That's already
L1,
available.
L1, L2, R1, R2. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even the analog buttons. You use those L3 and R3.
So this could open up a window to just a whole new wave of scumbags who just use macros.
You know what would be really cool?
What's that?
If they activated motion gestures from the PS4 controller, if it's on PS4. You know, they have the motion
the little
pad,
touchpad?
The touchpad.
Yeah.
I want to see if somebody could really mess with that. Hey, I'm just interested.
These dirtbags are going to come out of the woodwork, man. I know it.
So yeah, I don't know how to feel about that one button super stuff. It definitely sounds like it's gonna open up we're gonna have to like
Look.
crack down on like new tournament rules and new tournament standards, since we're gonna have stuff like this available. Even just because it is available, I'm not.
Well, the thing is, how do you enforce it?
It's just basically like, hey man, like I don't care that you use it, but like when we're running a tournament, there's none of that. There's no macros.
How do you enforce it as a TO?
I mean,
what are you gonna do? You're gonna send me a picture of your button configuration?
No. I mean, everything's gonna be set vanilla as a TO. We've run tournaments. You just literally tell people ahead of time, you can't do this. People are, they're not that scumbag.
I was gonna say so. As a TO, it's totally up to you. So like me, for instance, like if I was a TO and I'm watching, you and Thrillah play, and I'm kind of just like, seeing you guys from the back, and I just kind of see like, hey man, I just.
Well,
you keep getting super out. I clearly only see you push a button.
How about this?
Me personally, like I would ask you, I'd be like, hey man, go to like training mode for a second. I want to test out your buttons for you.
Look,
because you as a TO, you can do that. I can check your stick.
Right,
I can check
right.
your stuff. I'm not accusing you of anything. I just said like, hey man, go to training mode real quick. Let me push all the buttons on your stick. Let me move this lever around, and
like I said, easy way to mitigate that is to set the precedence of the rule set, and then also enforce it. And if somebody wants to call a judgment call, we can always have it on camera and have it on replay and be like, look, he pressed the one button. Right. Just like in UFC or baseball or football, if they catch you going over the scrimmage line and doing something illegal, illegal play, you can like, rewind the tapes. We want to review this.
Well, I guess I should have been more specific. In person, I feel like it would be much more manageable. I'm talking about online tournaments.
Yeah, online. Good luck with that. You're not going to. You're pretty much just, you're going off of people's word.
Because in person, all it takes is you to go to button configuration.
Right.
Okay, we're good. All right, you guys can begin.
Right.
Like that's just pretty much it.
Yeah, so there you go. That could be easily set.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm talking about online.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Online. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Just go to buttons.
Well, the good thing is, I'm sure there's going to be patches for this fucking game. So like, it's not to say that they can't come out with that feature and then like everybody just hates it and then maybe they just remove it, or something like that. So hopefully that could be the case. And yeah, I don't think it's anything like game changing or like meta changing or anything like that.
It's just something else to figure out, and I'm sure that we'll do it on the fly. Guys, we're really excited about this collection that's coming out. We're going to be playing on new hardware. There's still a lot to figure out in terms of how we're going to move forward. Because if this game ends up being exactly what we want it to be, which is the Naomi version without the slowdown, right. And we're able to pay arcade perfect. If we're able to play with better hardware, the PlayStation 4 obviously is a better option than the Dreamcast, right? In terms of durability. Can we set the PS4 to be the standard for tournaments moving forward?
Can I answer that?
Yes.
I say yes. But we're all waiting. All of us are waiting on finding out what this port will be. If it is arcade perfect and to standard, everybody agrees that this is playable, especially from someone like you, Ken. If you say, and when you get your hands on it, you say, damn, this is actually fucking perfect. Better than PlayStation, better than Xbox, better than Fightcade, better than RSN, better than, dare we say DC, then this will help all of us, as tournament organizers in the future to collect easy hardware that's, and we don't have to worry about converters anymore, because it's USB. You could plug in the USB straight to the PS4. You don't have to worry about getting a Brooks converter. I mean, if you do need to, but that means everybody that's on DC needs to convert to a USB stick.
Well, that's just another great thing, in my opinion. It's taking out all those like limiting factors that we had in before, because I feel like playing on Dreamcast, like that's already a fucking challenge in itself. Like, oh, you got to find a Dreamcast. You got to find a Dreamcast controller.
You gotta find a CRT.
You got to find a CRT. You got to find Dreamcast. Like everything's like it's hard to get a hold of this stuff, and then it's hard to get a hold of this stuff while it works, and like it's just.
Can I ask you guys on an honest question? Is what do you think is the ratio of players who have a native Dreamcast controller, like me, for instance, versus people that rely on Brooks converters?
Oh, 95. Yeah. No, maybe more. I would probably say like 98% of people are converters.
Shit.
98% of people are running off of converters, whereas like, I think I can literally name like 5 people who I know have an actual DC board inside their stick. And, it'd be like you, me, Roundhouse,
Pasadena,
ass mode. Like,
well, no,
like those are the 5,
actually,
bro.
No,
like,
actually,
everybody
no.
else is running off an old board. Everyone else is using a Brooks converter, which has like some type of lag. everyone's playing on fucking old DCs, whether the DC has a HDMI or it doesn't. We're playing on fucking like the controller ports are halfway burnt out, so sometimes your stick just unplugs. There's a lot of factors that like we deal with, and so like for me, like that's a great thing that we're just moving away from this system in general because there's just too many problems, and we can't fix them all. We can, we try to adjust the resistor for the fucking controller port. We try to adjust the DC HDMI and fix the lag, and it's there. Like the system's old. We can only upgrade it so much.
I've already seen all of the freaking guys out there that are like totally against having the PS4 version, and I know there's a bunch that will hate me for this, but it's like, dude, it's time to move.
Get with the times, dude.
It's time to move on. I love DC. I love all platforms, but at the same time, it's like, bro, I don't want to break my back running a tournament, bro. Like, for the last Arcade Shock, we had to lug that fucking 40-inch CRT. It's like, bro, that's not a good time for us.
It's an inconvenience to lug those big-ass TVs. And then, like, some of the players just get really, like they only want to play on those TVs, but nobody wants to bring those TVs. Nobody wants to carry that fucking TV around.
You guys don't know that, like, how much hard work we have to put in to set this tournament up for you guys to have a good time without any, like, any real issues. But anyways, Ken.
So then what I want you guys' opinion on is we have these tournaments now with we've tried to accommodate as much as we can with VGA converters, DC HDMI converters, right, to the monitors that you utilize. Do you think that we'll have a problem having 4 setups with PS4s?
I don't think so.
No,
we could test that out, dude.
No, not at all. Because like monitors, like good monitors are like they're just readily available.
There's
like
0.3 milliseconds.
Yeah, like you can literally go to fucking Target or Walmart and go get a great monitor for $120 right now.
Well, the question isn't
right now.
The question
you
isn't
can't
so
do
much.
That. You can't go get a CRT.
Yeah, it's not so much the monitor. It's the PS4 console.
Well, now if we were thinking PlayStation 5, like I said, I think some people are still having trouble finding those maybe somewhere, but like PlayStation 4, I feel like everybody should have that. They're readily available. They're cheap on Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp,
right?
Craigslist, stuff like that.
It's just something to think about. Is we're gonna need multiple PS4s and multiple copies of that collection. So that's just. I mean, we're asking these questions now because we're 6 months away from this thing. So it's just something to kind of try to figure out, the logistics of it.
I mean, shit, I want to plug us in. So Capcom, if you're listening, if you want to give us an early access to this so we can test it out and run it, some small.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah, holler at Khaos. Holler at myself.
All of us.
All of us, yeah.
Anyway, guys, we're excited about this announcement. It's going to open up a lot of doors to making this transition towards updated hardware, updated software, and just kind of getting everybody up to speed. That's the question: is how we move forward with tournaments. We've already talked about the Fight 6 and the whole converter issue. As far as a competitive standpoint, what I think we can look forward to next year, because it'll be the 25th anniversary of Marvel 2. Number one, you guys got to get ready for this Arcade Shock tournament that we're going to be throwing. Yes. It's going to be fucking huge. Bigger than the first one that we had. There's going to be plenty more space, a lot more amenities, a lot more to look forward to. We want to get everybody involved as much as possible. All of my East Coast guys, you guys haven't really been doing much, except for Brett, which is another thing that I wanted to touch up on, okay? But before we deviate from that, you guys got to keep an eye out because we have a lot of big things. Myself, Daryl, Thrillah, we're calling ourselves the Omega Elite. We are the be-all, end-all for Marvel 2, not just in terms of competitors, but for what we do for the scene. Evo is another thing that's on the horizon. Do you think that they're going to have Marvel 2 there?
They have to. They will. They cannot not have it because of the fact of the hype that's been built around it. You've seen everybody respond to how when the announcements was released. You know, this is just. I'm thinking this is their way of Sony's introduction of bringing this back. And what better way to have the 25th anniversary be the 25th year, right? And then Marvel 2 and the whole collection be released. It gives them time to see what the player base and what the response will be. And guys like us running the tournaments beforehand, and get them ready for the next Evo. And you already know that they're going to probably make an announcement like we're probably going to run the what was it? The all champion past Evo champion tournament.
Oh, okay, that would be awesome.
The one from 2020.
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
They might run that.
There's a lot of speculation, man. I mean, if they do bring it back to Evo, that means that it's going to bring in a lot of newcomers.
Yeah.
And hopefully a lot of old heads too.
Yeah. I would love that. I mean, it's only going to benefit us more, and like we would love to see the OGs come out and kind of like show us a thing or two, bro. Show us that you still got it, bro.
I'd love to slap around some OGs.
Oh my
bro.
god, bro!
Are you kidding me?
Like now that I think about it, like if you would just bring out, like, bro, I love seeing Mike Z just at like events. So like, bring me a Mike Z, and bro, like I'm happy, bro. I'm a kid in a candy shop. I just want to like he's like a celebrity to me, man. I want to see these OGs come out.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, we've already seen little by little people trickle out. I mean, we've in the past seen Sue Mighty come out. We've seen, Combo Fiend come out, Telly here and there. Crizzle,
and they still got it, man. Just let them shake off the rust, and
Yeah.
that's it, bro.
Yep.
Now everything's going to be more accessible for all of the newcomers, guys. My YouTube channel has been hit with an influx of all of these new players who are excited for the collection that's coming out. All I ask is that you guys be patient. Okay, you're going to take a lot of L's.
Yeah.
You're gonna run into a lot of people online who know what they're doing, and remember, we all had to start somewhere. So don't get discouraged. Watch, do your homework. Watch your YouTube videos. Ask around, talk to people, get involved. There's Discord, there's YouTube, there's Twitter. I mean, there's a lot of avenues for getting information. So hang in there, and you'll get there. Trust me.
Yeah, because if you don't know already by now, like I just feel like Marvel 2, this game has one of the highest learning curves, in my opinion, for like a fighting game. I know, some fighting games are easier than others, and some are harder than others. But this game, in my opinion, it's fucking hard to like when you're playing at the top level. I don't want to compare it to like NBA or NFL, but like a lot of motherfuckers are good at basketball, a lot of motherfuckers are good at football, but you only got like 500 guys who are in the NBA. So that's just the elite of the elite. Like you could be a great college ball player, you could be a great high school ball player, but are you good enough to be the top 500? No, you're probably good enough to be the top 5,000. That's college, motherfucker. So go sit back down. You ain't up here with the big boys yet.
Yeah.
So like,
it'll take some time.
Yeah. So that's just kind of touching on what Ken said. Just be patient, man. You're gonna take L's left and right, especially from like the OGs in this game, or people who are still like
You'll find out. You'll find out real quick. They'll
yeah.
find out.
That's just one of those things. Like every so often, I'll still dabble with like Street Fighter V, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that fucking MC never fails to remind me, saying, "Oh, you're in the top 30,000 in North America," and I'm like, "Yeah, thanks. I didn't need to hear that. All right, I'm over here still in fucking ultra gold. God, I need 10,000 more points,
Like, oh my goodness,
dude.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't need to hear you."
Oh my god.
Hey, but you know what? If this thing did bring a lot of old heads around, who's a name that you guys would want to come back and
Chris
you guys
Schmidt.
you'd want to take out Chris Schmidt?
Ooh.
I don't want to say take out. I would say I want them to come back in.
No, I'm talking about like who's a name that you need on your mantle?
Oh, dude, no. I've already taken him out.
Who?
Sanford Kelly?
I mean, Yipes and Sanford.
Oh.
All right. Well,
But then see, that's at their worst. I want them at their best.
hold on. If I can bring an OG back.
TikTok.
Give me I would love to have Smooth Viper at his like prime Smooth Viper.
Oh, he's almost there, bro.
That's what you guys keep saying. I don't think so personally. Like he looks cool, don't get me wrong, but like I don't.
You can hold your tongue because we might have him out in October.
Oh, cool. Well, he can hold my tongue if we have him out here in October. How about that?
All right, so you guys look forward to that because in October we're holding the next Arcade Shock South Bay Masher tournament.
Oh, you guys heard it here first, baby.
Yeah, and so we might have Smooth Viper out here, and we'll give more information in the near future.
I would love that, man. That would be awesome. I hope he can make it out.
Get ready for the gauntlet, baby. If I had an OG come back, I would want Finesse to come back.
See, I was gonna say Finesse, but I'm like, I don't want to like call out. I don't want to call out a West Coast guy. I want to call like an East Coast guy. So
nah, I'd want him to come back, and I would want to run like a 1st to 100 with that guy. I feel like I would learn a lot because his gameplay was just so clean.
But everybody, it was always so clean on arcade when he was playing on the FFA sticks. So so it was
Xbox. He was still kind of nice.
Someone that I want to come back.
Special kill.
He didn't play very long, but he was okay. And I only say that just because when he got on there, like I took a lot of games from him, and at the time I didn't consider myself good. So I'm just like, you can't be good if I'm taking all these games off you.
I think you have him confused with Combo Master.
No, somebody that, and not in terms of like I want to beat or anything. Someone who I want to see come back is Dorian from Regency.
Oh yeah.
Because every time it was back in the days when we played, and I've seen him play, he was like a pioneer of Iron Man, dude. Of like, just when I see him pull stuff off, like in high level matches that I was seeing, I'm like, damn, this guy's so fucking good.
That boy good.
That boy good. You know, and I would love to see him come back, sharpen up his, himself to get in go to toe with the new gen, man.
Yeah.
Or,
man.
The current gen.
And just be mindful of the guys that are lurking around with these hidden gamer tags.
Yeah.
Baby Wolverine has been making his rounds online.
Kinetik.
Yeah, he's been making his rounds, trying to be a little, sleeper cell,
We'll see.
trying to test the waters, and he's still pretty solid.
Okay.
So I'd like to see a lot of these guys come back, just so I can, slap them around a little bit.
Just remind him, I still got it.
Yeah,
it's still me.
Yeah, it's still me, baby. That's we're gonna go ahead and wrap things up, guys. There is one thing, okay, that we wanted to talk about, and this is subjective to opinion, right? Depending on how you feel about it. But when it comes to content creation, it's important to make sure that the people that are putting in the work as a TO, as a person who's running the event, that they get the proper respect, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
At Fight Kingdom, we had a little bit of an incident. You guys can kind of weigh in on the situation. Lazy Reaper had been putting in all of the work to get in the footage for Fight Kingdom. Mm-hmm. Now, top 8, from what I understand, Justin Wong's Twitch channel was given the exclusive spotlight to showcase this top 8 bracket for Marvel 2.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Now, Justin had no intention of doing anything with the footage. Mm-hmm. He didn't really want to, I guess, cut it up and edit it or whatnot.
Mm-hmm. No, it was just there for them to, for it to boost the views.
Yeah, he was getting the views. Yeah, exactly.
Now, we were under the impression that Jay, since he was running the entire bracket up until that point, was going to take that footage so that he could upload it to his channel. Mm-hmm. What ended up happening was Brett Romnito ended up messaging Jay Wong ahead of time and asking him if he could take that footage for himself and upload it to his channel. Mm-hmm. This was just one of the things that kind of sparked some controversy because now you have Brett with the top 8 bracket on his channel. Mm-hmm. And the rest of the bracket, all of the preliminary matches are on Lazy Reaper's channel. Mm-hmm. Some back and forth was going on. I mean, Thrillah, can you kind of walk us through it a little bit?
Well, like you've already said, Jay from previous years have been the main streamer, the main person who's uploaded the content for Fight Kingdom. And, it's just more of a courtesy thing, dude. If you've known and you've seen Lazy Reaper's channel, why not ask the guy, instead of sneaking around per se, or just literally going behind like your fellow community members' back to go, hey, I'm gonna get this footage and upload it without even asking anybody, like asking the dude that's been the go-to guy for the content,
So I feel like it's safe to say that just some people were feeling like their toes were getting stepped on, like
for damn sure.
In my opinion, I feel like nobody's like in the right here. Like I want to say, like everybody kind of like did a little bit of wrong. Ultimately, like I'm not trying to promote like, scumbag behavior, people doing like, salty stuff. But I know like this is a big thing because this, this takes me back to like the whole like you helping out with Evo and, like Dina and Locke and everybody else was saying that you were kind of like coming in and stepping on their toes and like you were trying to put your name on their stuff. I remember Roundhouse bringing this up like, oh, I was doing this and, someone else tried to come in and pretty much like take all over and do this. That this is a big thing in the community. The way that I see it, and maybe this is because, like I'm not really like a content creator like you guys, so I don't kind of have like a dog in this fight.
Right.
But the way that I see it is like, look, man, the game doesn't get that much notoriety to begin with. So like any publicity is good publicity at this point. I get that people are getting mad because they're like, well, what the fuck? Like I should have uploaded, top 8 because I was doing it all to begin with. The way that I looked at it is like, look, man, Brett already has, like X amount of fucking subscribers.
That does not entitle you to the content. You know what I'm saying? That
right.
does not, just because you asked.
Right.
And this is what makes it worse for me, in my eyes, is because he had asked way before the tournament started and got the permission ahead of time, knowing that going like behind someone's back like that and just going in with the intention of uploading top 8. You know what I'm saying?
So the fact that like he didn't go straight to Lazy Reaper, he went like behind his back or like over his head to pretty much like get permission instead of just being like, hey man, would you be cool if I also uploaded this? But so why do you think he did that? Do you think it was because like he just straight up wanted to take the footage for himself and get credit and everyone's like, yo, Brett, thank you for uploading this? Is that why you guys think he did it? Or do you think it was one of those things where he's just like, look, I know I'm stepping on this guy's toes. I know he's not going to want me to do it, so I'm just going to kind of go behind his back and do it anyway.
Okay, look, I'm not down for, talking behind people's backs, so I'm not going to, like, he's not here to defend himself. I'm not going to speak more on it. It's just, he did what he did. It was a scumbag move in my eyes. I love the work that he does. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate the things he does for the community, running Crack Till Dawn and everything like that, right? But the fact of that side of it, I don't respect that. Other things I do respect, right? But the vulturing aspect of like the entitlement, like that I go here, I'm gonna, like he could have done the preppy thing, which was record the content, upload that.
But see, like ultimately, like I get where you're coming from, but ultimately,
I see it from your standpoint too, which is like, well, the game doesn't get much shine anyways.
But it's just like, what is he getting out of this? Like, even if like he took all the footage and uploaded everything, and my money match, or everyone's money matches, and me popping off around us. What if Brett uploaded every single thing, and Fight Kingdom didn't upload anything, and Lazy Reaper didn't upload anything? What is he getting out of it?
That's
paycheck at the end of the month. I mean,
dude, what, $100?
No,
like, is that what we're getting ourselves worked up?
No,
over?
I'm not getting worked up over it. It's the principle of it all, And the paycheck, the money doesn't mean shit to me.
No, right.
But like,
it's the principle.
It's the principle. That's it, dude. It's just the respect. The respect goes a long way, and we know this, boys.
So I just feel like, with that being said, then those are things that should just be addressed like right away, because I feel like a lot of this stuff like.
Okay, so look. Okay, here's one thing that really irked me. Okay, I know we're going a little bit over time.
No, you're fine.
So this is something I don't. Okay, I'm gonna cut it. I'm not gonna say shit. Like I'm gonna save this for my stream because I want to be solely responsible for what I say.
It's all good, man. Hey, we're just talking here. Bro.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I said that it's subjective, because in his eyes, he doesn't see that he did anything wrong.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
Because in his eyes, he went through the proper channel, which was to ask the stream holder or the stream owner, Jay Wong, hey, if you're not going to do anything with this footage, can I upload it to my channel? And Jay Wong just said, hey, go ahead.
Yeah.
And that's all the green light he needed.
Exactly.
He wasn't worried about talking to Preppy or Jay or anything like that. And I even asked Jay, I'm like, what happened here? And Jay just didn't want to be confrontational.
But see, that's what I don't like. Again, like, it's not even that like you're being confrontational, but if you felt like your toes were getting stepped on, if you felt like, hey man, I've been here recording all this footage, I recorded it last year, it's all up on it, like, why wouldn't you open your mouth and just be like, no, Brett, I don't feel comfortable with you doing that?
Well, that's the
like
$1 million question right there.
It doesn't even have to be like a, hey motherfucker, like, what do you think you're doing? Like, it could just be straight up like, no, man, I got it. Thank you, though. Like, thank you for the offer, but I think I got it. Like, I'm good.
On this subject, I will continue this on my stream, and I will address this fully
Make sure that you guys hit that follow, hit that subscribe for Thrillah's Twitch.
I personally just wanted to get it like cleared out because like I know a lot of people in the community have a problem with Brett. I love you guys. You guys are my boys. I love Brett. Brett's my boy. I know a lot of people have like issues with him, whether they don't like him like personality wise, or they just feel like he's a fucking vulture, you know, he'd just be stealing shit, or he'd just be like steamrolling people and kind of taking over stuff. The way that I see it is, I don't care if you don't like him, he's done a lot for the community, and that's like the same. I put him in the same category.
That's not what's being put on the platform.
But I put him in the same category as I do Roundhouse. I don't like him, but he puts out a lot of content for this game, so I respect it.
Right.
I don't give a fuck what you do. Like I hate that you make a post, but I'll still read it because you know it's part of the community and like I'm part of it. So it's just like, yeah, I don't like you, man.
Right.
But like,
it doesn't take away from his contributions at all. We're just talking about what happened and how we feel about it and how others might look at it.
But I just know it's a big issue with a lot of people. So maybe moving forward, like
no, and I'm sure he's learned. Probably, I hope that from me calling him out and putting him out publicly like that.
Well, let's hope, because I feel like a lot of people, even when they did like call him out, like I don't want to say you did it the wrong way, because there's no right or wrong way of, you know, pretty much telling someone how you feel. Like, hey man, you pissed me off. Like, let me just tell you.
It is what it is.
But it just seemed like it was pretty much like that was a straw that broke the camel's back, and everybody was like, hey, what the fuck, Brett? Like, you're being a vulture. And so like he in a sense like didn't know like what he's like, oh, what's going on? Like Jay Wong kind of gave me like the thumbs up, so I don't really see what's going on here. Like the big man upstairs gave me the thumbs up. Why are all the little people kind of like giving me shit? And so like I'm ultimately like I'm right here in the middle. I don't give a fuck. Like I'm not team Brett. I'm not team everybody else. I'm just trying to figure out like what the fuck is it like? Did you guys hate about this guy so much? Because like, is he really stealing your content and that's you're upset about? Like he stole your 800 views from a video that you feel like you should have got, because like that's pennies on the dollar. Dude. It's still bringing notoriety to the game. He's not posting this up on his YouTube and saying like, hey, I was at Combo Breaker. I recorded this on my Sony XM fucking 9000. This is all my footage. Subscribe to me. Come do this.
Let's just remind ourselves that, you know, I think I speak for all of us in this room that we do so much more outside of Marvel. Mm-hmm. So this, for us to be talking about it already, you know, it's just kind of like we're just addressing the principle aspect, the respect aspect. And I get, you know, that's your opinion on it, that oh, it's, you know, the Marvel doesn't get as much shine as it does. Man, I wish we need to do an episode part 2 of this, dude. Not just for the vulturing or anything like that, but to continue talking about like what we do for the community.
Exactly.
So, anyways.
All right, guys. Well, we just wanted to touch up on that real quick. It was kind of a hot topic, and this was not to, you know, start some shit or anything like that. It's just it happened. It's just it happened, and we're talking about it.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah,
you know,
it's shining light on something that happened, and for me personally, like it's an ugly smudge on the Marvel like community. Like it just doesn't look good when you have like pretty much a lot of people are hating one of the main content creators that we have, and they're like, yo, you're a fucking, you know, you're this, that, and the other. We don't like you.
Dude, we're not perfect. A lot of us have different like flaws that we do, you know, in terms of what we do in the community and how we represent ourselves. So I think that this conversation is great because it helps us move forward in a way of addressing certain issues. And if we can talk about it like this and still be civil, and, you know, represent the Marvel 2 community in this way, then I think it's going to be great in the future for us if we do work, you know, with bigger, you know, partnerships and stuff like that.
Agreed. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap this episode up. Thank you guys for staying with us and listening to our banter. There's a lot of things that are on the horizon, guys. This is a really exciting time. I tried to get out. You guys dragged me right back in, so we're right back in there. Do you guys have any specific shout-outs, anything that you guys want to air out before we sign off?
Yeah, I wanted to give a quick shout out to I know we were talking about Fight Kingdom earlier, and you know we were just having a good time and stuff like that. I feel like one of the people that we didn't get to mention was Naswiko and his homie. They're from up north. They've been coming out to like the last few tournaments, like showing love and stuff like that. Yo, big shout outs to that guy, man. I know he's one of the younger cats. I think he's like literally like one of the youngest cats in the game. And this guy's been like practicing, getting good, leveled up a fucking ton, like within the last year. So super huge shout out to that guy, man. He might be leading the pack for like the new wave, like the new generation of players. Love to see that, man. And you know, he's a pothead, bro. I love potheads. So like, my boy.
I guess that my shout out is just corny. Shout outs to all you listeners and, you know, people in the community still keeping this game alive even after they release the freaking, you know, Marvel collection news. So,
Everybody out there in TV land.
Yeah.
I wanted to give a quick shout outs to Robzilla and to George CYF, two of the most generous guys that we have in this community. These guys always show up, they chip in, they they do the most for us. I appreciate everything that they've done for the community. These guys travel all over, they play with everybody. They get, I mean, Robzilla's the world warrior, man.
Yeah.
He's on that little plane just flying from spot to spot.
Japan.
Brazil. Ultimately, guys, once again, this collection is coming out in just under 6 months. Get ready. Make sure that you guys ask your questions. If you guys have a question about hardware, about what buttons to pick out, or whatever the case is, we've been there. We've pretty much done it all.
Yeah.
Let us know. We'll try to help you out as best as we can.
Absolutely.
Other than that, anything else, Thrilla?
Fucking Team Omega Elite.
The Omega Elite, guys. We
That's us,
are them.
That's how it gets down, baby.
Yep. We'll catch you guys on the next episode. Stay healthy, stay safe, and stay mashing. Peace out.
Match you out.